A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man, Donovan Sharp.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to the 868th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity, mansplaining, small sausage, energy, and the like. It is Monday, July 18th of 2022. It is good to have you guys in today. As always, we are streaming live to, hang on, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Manosphere.tv, MGTOW.tv, and of course, in crystal clear, high-resolution 4K to Sharp Stream. So however you're watching, wherever you're watching us from, thank you for making the Sharp Reality Live a part of your daily routine. I have a fantastic, fantastic show in store for you guys today. 126 of you in here on the YouTube side, so I appreciate your support. I don't have anybody on the Sharp Stream side. I've got 3 people in there, but it is what it is. Shout out to the 6 yesterday. Shout out to Alpha Villains. Let's see, I always forget. Alpha Villains, Minister Jap, the whole 6 crew. I'm not gonna rack my brain. I'm not gonna waste you guys' time. Quickly, before we get started here, I was actually sent an email, and I think you guys might be very interested in this. So I got an email from my assistant, my trusty dusty assistant, Heather. You guys are all familiar with what she does. She runs a lot of the back-end customer service stuff, Patreon administrator. I don't look at the comments. She looks at the comments for me, and she sends me the comments that I respond to. She logs in as Donovan Sharp and, likes and responds and all that other kind of stuff. So just to sort of increase the engagement. Anyway, she says, I saw a comment, and by the way, shout out to Gary Player. Gary Player really appears to be kind of my tough guy. I don't want to say my bodyguard, but he's kind of my enforcer, so to speak, kind of, sort of. So she said, I saw a comment that Gary Player responded to, and I thought you might like it. This is the 3rd comment from the 2nd one. Here it is. So it looks like Integra DIY says she's very obedient. She's very obedient. You trained this one well. Training is 10 out of 10. Then Dr. Sinister says, it's scripted, bro. Well, this is interesting because Gary Player, and again, shout out to Gary, man. Gary's my guy. Gary Player says, at Dr. Sinister, how was this scripted? She didn't do or say anything. Okay, Gary, you got to work on your spelling. It is what it is. I'm not gonna be the grammar police. Listen, you're one of the few people in my comments who stick up for me, so I'm not gonna be the grammar police. So I'm good. He says she didn't say or accept anything or say anything except thank you. So you're saying Donovan planted the hostess and waiter? Did he pay some guy out in the parking lot to show up and open the door for them right when they left? Just because you can't do it, neither can I. Yet, but I will one day. Doesn't mean it's scripted. You haters are all the same. LOL. Yeah, this is interesting. This is very funny. So this guy says, bro, it's all scripted. Just like Gary Player, I could have wrote this better myself. Dude, Devin didn't say anything. This wasn't scripted. I didn't hire actresses. No. This was just us going on a dinner date, and Devin acted the way she always acts. It just so happened that the hostess was attractive. It just so happened that the waiter, the person waiting on us was a male. And right when we were getting ready to leave the restaurant, a very nice gentleman who was very nice. He said, hey, I said, thank you. He's like, you're welcome, sir. He opened the door for us, and we proceeded to do what we needed to do. What this goes to show, guys, and I'm not hating on Dr. Senator. I'm thinking about Fargo now. Good show, by the way. Chris Rock and all that. I'm not going to hate on Dr. Senator or Dr. Sinister. What this is a symptom of is modern women have fallen so far in such a relative short period of time that it is inconceivable that a woman as attractive as Devin only behaves herself in the way that she does. A lot of people made a big stink about the whole taking the phone to the bathroom thing. Guess what? No, Devin does not take her phone to the bathroom. She hasn't taken her phone to the bathroom since we moved in with her. Since I moved in with her. She has not taken her phone to the bathroom. She doesn't do it. She doesn't take any devices to the bathroom. People are so like me and Dev's relationship is awesome. It really is. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's the example. It's the standard. This is the kind of relationship that needs to happen here in 2022. Her and I employ a lot of things that really should not have to be employed here in 2022, but they do have to. Should it be like this? Should I have to flirt with the hostess to keep Devin, on her toes and let her know, okay, all right, Donovan may have been out of the game for a while, but yeah, the hostess was kind of looking at him and he's still not afraid to strike up conversation with attractive women in front of me. Should I have to do that? No. But that's the way it is. Like I said, man, I don't teach men to deal with the way women should be. I teach men to deal with the way women are. A lot of guys out there want to take women back to the 1950s and make women great again. You can make women great, but just like Miles and EO used to say, is a woman ain't shit until you make her shit. Devin wasn't shit when I met her. Devin is the shit after I got a hold of her. That's just how it is. Guys, women are no longer ready-made for relationships. Back in the day, mothers used to train their daughters to act exactly the way Devin acted in the video. I didn't say, okay, Devin, I'm filming right now, so you must know this is just the way Dev is. You guys saw when the guy opened the door for her, Devin, it's instinct. It's blind instinct. She immediately diverted her eyes away from the man. She's not afraid of me. She's not afraid of him. She's being respectful. Was the guy attractive? I didn't even look at him. But I just think I think it's very sad that when you see a woman behaving the way all these men say and endorse women should behave. Every man says that, oh, they need to do this, be submissive and don't flirt. But then as soon as a man comes out, as soon as someone like me comes out and actually demonstrates that this is what I do in my own relationship, it's capped. It's all scripted. Okay, listen, you can say what you want, believe whatever you want to believe, but just because you can't or won't or afraid to do it does not invalidate the truth. So shout out to Gary Player, GP. Shout out to him for defending me in the comments. Shout out to Dr. Sinister. Hopefully you come around and see the light. Okay, let us get to the main event. So shout out to shout out to Adam Sosnick, who actually sent this to me, and shout out to the Saucecast. He was very, very, very cordial with us. He was very nice when Devin and I made our appearance on the Saucecast. Very, very cool dude. Devin's parents live like 15 minutes away from the studio, and we plan on visiting her parents quite a bit more. So when we're down there, we will go on the Saucecast. So shout out to Adam Sosnick. Shout out to Rebecca Barrett, who I'm told is really good on this. I think I watched the first 15, 20 minutes, and that's when I knew I wanted to break this down. And so I'm going to try to break down the whole thing. But what I saw within the 15, 20 minutes, the first 15, 20 minutes, listen, man, this is Alexis Texas. I didn't know who she was. I haven't masturbated to porn since I was 37 years old. And I don't think Alexis Texas was around back then. If she was, I guess she wasn't one of my favorites or whatever the case may be. But the level of I don't think there's delusion with Alexis. I think that women who are adult film stars, who are also her age, I think they have a very good grip on reality. The issue with spicy movie stars or adult film actresses, they know what's up. They have a very, very good grip on reality, but they don't want to say, they never ever want to say, I regret my decision. They never want to say that. They never want to admit that, yes, the fact that I did adult films is hindering my dating. The fact that I did adult films has literally destroyed any chance that I have of having a good relationship of consequence with a man of value. They can't bring themselves to say it. That's not a pride thing. That's just an ego thing. Mia Khalifa's been married and divorced. She still can't find a man. Never once. Even she can't bring herself to say, you know what? I regret doing adult films. She still can't do it. She still can't do it. I think when these women are old and gray, I think at that point they'll be like, you know what? I kind of regret doing adult films back in my 20s. At any rate, let's go ahead and get this party started with the Saucecast. Here we go. Oops. There we go. Oh, there
Alexis Texas. Can I just read a little bio that I have from you? You
Please
correct
do.
me, okay?
Please do. I'd love to hear it.
Hall of Fame adult film actress.
Oh, boy.
Check.
Oh, boy. Oh, okay. All right. Shout out to Adam, man. Adam is a very good interviewer, and I love the way Adam handles his guests, okay? I love the way Adam handles his guests. Adam would never give Alexis Texas the time of day, not even for a one-night stand. I know it, he knows it, Alexis knows it, Rebecca knows it, I know it, Devin knows it. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that, right? But this is how brilliant Sosnick is he makes her actually think that being in the Hall of Fame for adult films is somehow, I don't want to say commendable, but somehow checks a box on a list. Right? Adam, what do you want in a woman? Hall of Fame adult film actress, check. No. This is just, and listen, I'm not trying to put words in Adam's mouth. Who knows? Maybe he's into that sort of thing. And if he is, I'm not mad at him, right? Adam lives in Fort Lauderdale. He lives in Miami. He gets better bitches than Alexis Texas for sure. But who knows? I'm not going to put words in his mouth. But it appears, but Adam is very good at making his guests feel good about about being on, right? Adam is a lot more RP'd than he lets on, which is good because I think that makes him a much better interviewer. Adam Sosnick is a much better, like Myron Gaines is a terrible interviewer. Myron, I'll tell you what, Myron is a great interviewer with men on his podcast. Terrible interviewer with women for obvious reasons. Like he just goes right at him, right? And guess what? As terrible, quote unquote, as an interviewer he is, it fucking works. And we all like the fact that he's a terrible interviewer and he gets these girls in their feels and he is confrontational. Adam is confrontational too. He does it so nicely. Right? He does it in such a way where they don't even see it coming. So here is Adam telling Alexis Texas, oh, well, listen, correct me if I'm wrong. Hall of Fame adult film actress, check. And there's Alexis, yeah, I'm in the Hall of Fame for having sex on camera. Something that literally everybody can do. If you're in the Baseball Hall of Fame, that's special. Because less than a fraction of a millionth of a percent of people have the talent and the path to be Baseball Hall of Famer. Football Hall of Famer, Basketball Hall of Hockey Hall of Famer. Those are true Halls of Fame. The Adult Film Hall of Fame, not a real Hall of Fame. And the reason it's not a real Hall of Fame is because literally everyone can do it. Everyone can do it. Every average run-of-the-mill girl who is blonde and maybe has a big booty and is willing to sacrifice her soul and her dignity for the almighty dollar. And listen, I'm not mad at Alexis. I'm good with sex workers. If you want to be a sex worker, I'm not mad at that, right? But let's keep it real. Being an adult film actress is not hard. Just show up, get smashed, get skeeted on, skeeted in, collect your paycheck and go home. There's nothing she had to do out of the extraordinary to be in the Hall of Fame. So shout out to Sosnick for making something that literally anyone could do sound special given the present company.
Yes.
See, she said yes. And I think that might have been a little sarcasm there from Ms. Texas.
We talked about things are bigger in Texas. Check. I can confirm. I don't know if we're allowed to do a spin, but if she does do a spin, it might break the internet. Boom. She's been voted how many times the best butt in the adult industry?
I believe I've won 5 times, 4 or 5 times. I don't really know.
Who's counting, though?
Yeah,
Yeah, 5-time winner of the best butt in the adult film industry. Yeah, that's a banner they're going to put up in the rafters. That's a trophy you're going to put on your mantle. Hey, what's that? You got 5 trophies. What are those for? Oh, I was voted best butt in adult films for 5 years running. Oh, wow. Congratulations. Can I take a picture? No.
How many people count their championships? But championship type of person, championship type of bootay. And are you from Texas?
You know, I wasn't born there, but I was raised there.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, I feel like Texas is home, and it's the only thing I've ever known. I was born in Panama, raised in Texas. I'm a military brat. So, yeah, that's how.
But you haven't been very bratty so far. You've been very professional.
Well, I'm always professional, but, you know, sometimes people take that where it's like you ask for too many things. They think it's just being a brat, but it's just.
You asked for one thing, by
I
the
know
way.
what I like.
You asked for one thing, and it was champagne, and we got you champagne.
You did. You
It was
delivered.
a little warm, though.
It was. It's okay.
Because I'm
though.
drinking it, too. In case I start slurring my words out there, I apologize in
You
advance.
had a sip,
But
relax.
Alexis, lightweight over here. Cheap date, Alexis. And then joining us, Rebecca Barrett.
Hello.
Hey man, shout out to Alexis. She got a bottle of champagne for appearing on the Saucecast. We were actually treated very well at the studio. It was very cool, dude. A1. I mean, honestly, I wish I could have talked about our experience there. Our experience there was nothing short of. It was great. I can't wait to go back. It was a lot of fun.
Professional entrepreneur, professional housewife.
Yes.
She used to be a feminist, and now she rails against feminism and modern day feminism.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Delight, pleasure, and then Natalia Del Valle.
Interesting. Interesting is a coward's way of saying I disagree. Instead of disagreeing, instead of saying, you know what, I disagree with what you said, they say, oh, that's interesting. No, if you disagree, say you disagree.
She's on the ones and twos over there.
Ewe-
Natalia
Ewe-
used to have a shorter chair. And I was like, guys, we're not doing the show anymore until we raise Natalia up. Lovely gal. She's wearing pink. I'm wearing pink. You got pink.
I'm
You didn't get the
neutral.
memo.
I'm neutral. I make everybody flow together. You know,
Yes.
it all blends in one thing.
I make everybody flow together. Ay, ay, ay. Sweetheart, you're an adult film star. Let's calm down with that. Like you're not curing cancer there, sweetheart. Like let's not get carried away.
But are you okay with having a conversation about feminism today and being a female who is empowered?
I'm up for any conversation. I think knowledge is power. I think communication is important.
Here
I
we
don't
go.
think everybody's gonna, be.
This is the word salad. This is the typical jibber jabber. She's just talking to make herself sound intelligent, but she's not really saying much of anything.
on the same page at everything, but I'm
Blah blah
open
blah
to
blah 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 blah
suggestions.
blah.
I love
blah,
that.
blah, blah,
Now, on Instagram, I went to go pull up Alexis Texas, but that wasn't there. But it led me to white girl politicking.
That's me.
Did you take it from the song Kanye, Mercy, Big Sean? That's that
I did.
white.
Shout out to Sosnick. Shout out to Sosnick for knowing about Big Sean. I ain't mad at that.
Sean and
I'm gonna tell you what, man. Sosnick's got a little. Listen, man, he's got a little flavor to him. Like, I mean, listen, man. He's from South Florida. He's from Miami. So yeah, he's got a little flavor to him, man.
inspired. It's one of those things that because of social media, we always, adult entertainers get some.
You know, it's interesting. I'm looking at her arms. She looks a little flabby, actually. She doesn't really look like she's in very good shape. I mean, yeah, I don't know. She's a little flabby. Yeah, it is what it is. I guess. Listen, when you get paid to get smashed on camera, I guess that saps your motivation to stay in shape.
Times red flagged immediately just because my name and not be me posting anything crazy. So Alexis Texas was deleted quickly. So I had to come up with.
Somebody in the chat find out if Alexis Texas is her real name. If somebody in the chat could, or Dev, if you're in the chat, find out if Alexis Texas is her real name.
Something clever, and I thought it was a really good name. So I did white girl politicking, and
That's that Sarah Palin.
And here we are. We
Oh, wait a
Can
minute.
we read those lyrics?
Wait a minute. A white girl who calls herself a white girl? Yeah. Yep, there we go. Mm-hmm. A white girl, and listen, now this is up to now I'm putting this up to the chat. Somebody find out. I'm not saying get in trouble at work or anything like that. Don't get malware or spyware, but find out if Alexis did scenes like this. Yeah. Somebody find out if Ms. Texas did scenes like that. The fact that she called herself a white girl, any white girl who called herself a white girl, hashtag SFNY.
To the song?
Am I into politics?
Yeah.
Not like
That's
that.
a no.
You know what I mean? I have my opinions, but I'm not
Pull up Alexis, White Girl Politicans Instagram so we get a feel for what's going on. 6 million on IG. She ain't no joke.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. Hall of Fame right here. But it goes by White Girl Politic, an official Alexis Texas Instagram for business inquiries.
Okay, so Devin immediately just told me, yes, she did interracial. I wonder why. I wonder why Devin knew that so quickly. Devin, what's going on? What's going on? I didn't see anything in your phone logs or iPad logs or laptop logs about you looking at spicy movies.
Contact.
Let your boy know.
Fred Frenchie.
Yes.
What happens when you contact him? That business contact.
I mean,
right
I'm
there.
here right now.
Bam! That's how we got over here.
You emailed me and I didn't answer, but he did.
Thank you, Fred. So that link.
So her name is Thea Alexis Samper. That is her real name?
I Googled it.
Oh, you Googled it. Okay. All right. So Devin came in, cleared her name, says she Googled it. Desmond Montgomery says Thea Alexis Samper is her real name. She has definitely BBC. Okay, very good.
Does lead to somewhere. Let's pull up this song so people understand who Alexis is. If you're not familiar with the song Mercy by Big Sean, Big Sean's most famous song, I believe, went something like,
I danced to that many nights.
I
in
bet
strip
you do.
clubs. I don't even
Is that an
remember.
inspiration of yours?
Oh, awesome. I danced to that many nights. Something to be proud
Is
of.
that song?
I mean,
And listen, I want to make this clear. I don't think Alexis Texas is a bad person. I don't think she's a bad person. I don't think she's delusional. I think that she is hiding. She is either hiding her regret or she doesn't want to admit it, or she doesn't realize that she regrets it yet. I don't think she's a bad person at all. Girl, listen, women who are sex workers are not bad people, man. Sex work is the oldest profession in history. Sex work has been around since for millennia. Right? And listen, man, I knew a lot of loose girls. I knew strippers, cocktail waitresses. Dude, I knew, we called them cam girls back in the day. I knew a lot of cam girls in Vegas that I was smashing here and there. Most of them are good people, man. Girls who sleep around, right? Girls who are girls who are sex workers are actually, most of them that I met, as far as I know, they're actually not bad people. They're not mean or bitchy they're cool. They're cool. So I want to make this very, very clear, and I'm going to have to throughout this thing. Not that this will ever get back to Ms. Texas. I'm a nobody. She didn't care about what I think. But I want to make it clear that I don't think sex workers are bad people. Sex workers are not bad people. They're not terrible people. They're not, reprehensible. It is what it is. But the issue that I have with sex workers, female sex workers, is that they have trouble accepting the consequences or the cost. Don't even call them consequences. They're costs. There are costs for having sex with men on camera, right? And 2022, like in this day and age, it is, oh my God, it's impossible to keep your anonymity if you have done adult films. Just ask Mia Khalifa. Now the internet's everywhere. It's in the palm of our hands. Like, everybody knows who Mia Khalifa is. Everybody knows who was her, Lana Rhoades. I think she recently got married and I think got divorced. Like, it's adult film actresses, like back in the 80s and 90s, dude, a lot of those women were able to go on and lead, normal lives because, in order to get adult films, you had to go to some seedy little adult film shop, in the back with the beads, right? The loser attendant reading his comic books, whatever the case may be, right? You had to go, you guys remember. Those of us who are old enough for it, we remember. I remember when I was 21, 22 years old, sneaking over to the spicy section. But now adult films and adult content is so widespread that if you do adult films, somebody's going to find out. It is what it is.
I had it and I shook it and it did its thing and it made
Hell
lots
yeah.
of money doing it. So, I can't be mad.
We're going to talk about the money today as well, but let's get to this line. Now we out in Paris. Yeah, in Perrier and white girls politicking.
That's Alexis Texas.
That's Alexis Texas. Forget about Sarah Palin. That's that Californication. So that's a little bit background for Alexis. Thank you for sharing that. So before we get into this deep conversation today, we're going to do this for about an hour and a half, hour 45. Hopefully you've used the restroom. If you drink too much, you can slide out for a second, but hold it if you can.
Well, it's a long time.
Before we get into the nitty gritty, and discuss money in relationships. Let's just start off with an easy question. Are you single, married, relationship? What's your relationship status?
Oh my
Who
God.
says that's an easy question?
It is an easy question. Listen, man, adult film actresses are always single, right? Ain't nobody trying to commit to adult film actresses, especially not ones that are way past their prime with these, heavy lunch lady arms that she has. Of course she's single.
I am single.
No. I wonder why.
Yeah, single. That's
Yeah.
really as dry
Yeah.
as it can be. There's
Yeah, there it is. See, not much to it.
happening
Not
out
much
there.
to it. Yeah.
Dating is not always easy for someone who's been in the adult entertainment business. Even
There you go. Now, see, I told you guys she was a realist. Dating is not always easy for someone dating is not, let me rephrase that. Translation, dating is damn near impossible for female adult film actresses. Okay? Sterling Cooper is an adult film actor. He's got no problem dating. Dude, he's got women throwing themselves at him left and right. Sterling Cooper is over 6 feet. He's a dashingly good-looking, devilishly handsome gentleman. He has an accent, and he's an adult film star. What's not to like, right? Sterling Cooper's in the prime of his life. He's 34, 35 years old, maybe even a little younger than that. He's a good-looking dude. He travels the world. He goes around the world with him and Jay Waller. We like to call him Jay Baller. They go around the world raising hell. No, dating is not difficult for Sterling Cooper or any other male adult film star. Maybe Rocco Siffredi, because he's kind of got like some head things going on. I mean, anybody that's been in the business as long as him is going to be a head case. But think about how long it took him to get there, right? Anyway, if you're a woman who has done adult films, dating's impossible. Everybody knows who you are. And even if you want to, there's this stigma. Listen, man, you can, maybe the stigma's wrong. Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not really right or wrong. It's not fair or unfair. The fact of the matter is men do not want to commit to women who have had sex on camera with the most well-endowed men in the world for money, performing acts with men who are well-endowed, who can pretty much just, go forever. Dudes aren't trying to commit to that. No, maybe they might hire you to come, do like a show or whatever the case may be. And I'm sure maybe her DMs are blowing up with dudes, but ain't nobody putting a ring on Alexis Texas's finger. Ain't nobody even trying to date her. Guys are just trying to smash. So no, when she says dating is difficult for people who have been in the adult film industry, no, not quite. No, dating is damn near impossible for adult film actresses. And if you don't believe me, ask Mia Khalifa.
though I haven't shot any like adult content really like that in over 5 years for like a company. I shoot my own stuff for my own OnlyFans, but I don't.
Oh my God, I missed this. So she went from being an adult film star to doing OnlyFans. Wow. Okay.
Shoot with
Well,
other
this just
partners.
keeps getting better.
I just shoot with myself only.
Okay.
But I think it's just the stigma. I think people are
There it is.
intimidated because I am an alpha female.
Oh boy. Intimidated because I am an alpha female. Let me let you in on something, Ms. Texas. There's no such thing as an alpha female. Okay? Just because you've been plowed by brothers on camera, got skeeted in and skeeted on, and you made money doing that, and you have some measure of celebrity, does not make you an alpha female. Stop it. Stop it. Get out of here with that. This is pre-circumvention of rejection. Men don't want to commit to her because she was an adult film actress. Okay? Men don't commit to, the reason men don't want to commit to her has nothing to do with the fact that they're intimidated that you're an alpha female. No. Men don't want to commit to you because you were a public sex worker. Again, doesn't make you a bad person, but that doesn't make you but that also makes you inviable for a long-term relationship with a man of value.
And sometimes, it takes a strong individual to break those walls down, and some people aren't always up for the challenge.
Up for the challenge. Yeah, that's it. Up for the challenge of committing to a woman who has done this kind of thing. Yeah, totally intimidated. Yeah. That's just another way of saying small D energy. Oh, you're intimidated that I used to do PORN Well, you're intimidated. Really what she's saying is, listen, I've had bigger what's in me than you, and that's why you're intimidated. Listen, man, no man wants to feel inadequate, right? I've said it all the time, dude. Devin has had bigger and better sausages in her than mine. It is what it is. But the fact that I haven't actually seen it, and she's never told me that I'm the best or the worst. She's never told me that I'm the biggest or she's very good. She doesn't talk about her sexual past with me. It's pointless, because if she tried to, then she would try to maybe fudge because she's a woman. She's gonna try to cover things up. So she does what she has to protect our relationship. It is what it is, man.
I'm okay with that, because that means they're not meant for me.
So you consider yourself an alpha female?
1,010%.
1,010%.
Yeah.
Do you consider yourself an alpha female?
No.
No, not at all.
Look at Rebecca. She's like, alpha female? What the hell are you talking about? By the way, I love Rebecca's hairstyle. I love that feathered out Farrah Fawcett type deal. The next time Devin and I go to Miami, I'm going to have her do her hair like that. I love, especially when they're blonde. Oh my God. Dude, the Farrah Fawcett hairstyle. Oh my God. The feathered out. There is nothing hotter. There is nothing hotter than a hot blonde with big knockers, with big hoops, with the feathered out hair. Yo, I'm like,
What the French toast?
man, that's what I'm asking, Kevin.
So we're gonna get into what an alpha female is, and what is a more of a feminine female? What's the opposite of an alpha female?
Yeah, feminine.
Okay. So, but you're also pretty
Well, alpha females can be feminine.
feminine.
I am. I think you have to have masculine.
Okay, this is funny. So he just said, Alexis Texas, I think you're pretty feminine. The deal is this, man. You know what? Let me not do that.
And feminine. I think everybody has those two, just in general.
Here we go.
Yeah,
to
it's-
coexist. But I think that my masculine comes out a little bit more sometimes, because of either my persona of who I am and how I have to move for business or whatever. In my personal life, I'm more feminine. As far as the energy that I give off, it just depends.
So we're gonna talk about that before we.
Stop the cap.
She just called herself an alpha female, but then said that she's an alpha female in business, but then a little bit more feminine in her personal life. Okay, so why would it be a challenge to settle down with you? Oh, that's right. Because you're an adult film actress. Hall of Fame, actually.
Before we move on to that, let's stay on the relationship status. You said that you're
I'm
single.
Single
ready
AF.
to mingle.
Single, ready to mingle. I assume that you have no shortage of suitors out there hollering, sliding in DMs.
Watch
approaching.
this.
I don't really look at my DMs.
Oh, I don't really look at my DMs. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I don't really look at my DMs. See, if she had said, I don't look at my DMs, she knows that would be an outright lie. This is funny. If you listen to women very carefully, the only women who are truly capable of just 1,000% lying are women who are borderline personality, women who have dark triad traits, right? Predatory women who can just lie. No, I do not check my DMs, knowing full well she's in her DMs all the time. But most women are incapable of lying all the way. And Miss Texas just proved that. Adam said, well, listen, I'm sure, guys are blowing up your DMs and blah, 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 blah. I don't really check my DMs. This means she checks So when she says I don't really check my DMs, this means she checks her DMs. She couldn't go all the way with the lie. And most women are just not bald-faced enough to tell a bald-faced lie.
I don't really feel like there's anyone knocking down my door.
Really?
I'm like, I don't know what this says about
Well,
me.
let's help.
Oh, there's a little nugget of truth. There's a little nugget of truth. So Anna just asked her, do you have people in your DMs? Not really. I don't really have anybody knocking at my door. Of course not, Alexis. What this means is that maybe she is getting DMs, but the DMs aren't from dudes she wants. The dudes this is Alexis's problem. And this is the problem with most modern women. The men that she wants don't want her. That's it. That's all there is to it. I can't really think of it in any other way. So Adam is trying, listen, shout out to Adam. He's trying to boost her ego a little bit. Hey, that's all good. Adam, bruh, nobody's checking for this hoe. Like, come on, nobody's checking for her, man. Shout out to Adam, man. Adam's a good guy. He's a good guy. Me, I'm not so nice. And this is why This is why Valuetainment and Patrick Bet David are more successful than me. It is what it is.
Alexis out.
Shout out to Shaman. Welcome to Chat Privileges. At Shaman to welcome him to the TSR family. Shaman, if you would, put your age and location in the chat. Thank you.
Alexis, what
Is
is
this
your
looking like a
ideal
dating show?
man?
My ideal man. I need a strong, confident, independent man that's not afraid to have somebody like myself be an individual myself, but also a partner. I think it takes, a strong person to allow people to continue to grow whoever you are as a person, individual.
Yeah, translation. I need a high value man I need a high value man who's okay with the fact that I've done PORN, PORN, who will also let me continue to do OnlyFans and continue to field offers from Sims. Listen, that's what this is. Brittany Renner talks about this all the time. I don't want to have to lessen myself to be with a man. Okay. I mean, listen, if that's not what you want to do, then that's fine. Just understand that you're not going to have any good options. As in, zero. None. Philip Smith with a $20 super chat says, when women say you have to be both in your masculine and feminine, they're really saying I'm in a relationship with myself. No? Ooh. Wow. That is one of the things that they're saying. But when women say you have to be in your masculine and feminine, they're just giving themselves an excuse to act like a bitch. See, women think that acting like a bitch is being masculine. No, it's just being a bitch. It's being a bratty woman who is entitled, who acts like a bitch. There's nothing masculine about that. Just like On the Block with Jen calls herself Afro-Latina. Listen, I don't give a shit whether she's Afro-Latina or not. The only reason why she calls herself Afro-Latina is to give herself permission to use the word nigga. That's it.
Visually and
yeah, Adam is playing nice. Adam is playing nice. Totally agree.
together. I think that people kind of stop. Sometimes when you get in relationships, it's just unit. It's like a unit, and I think that people sometimes stop and forget who they are.
Keep in mind, guys. Everything that's coming out of her mouth, it's just jibber jabber. It doesn't mean anything. It's just word salad. It's just going nowhere.
And then they stop and they just grow as a relationship. And then at the end, sometimes it not always works out. So for me, I feel like it's really, it's for me in my personal life, I need someone that's going to allow me to flourish, and if it's creatively or whatever, and to be.
Yeah, I want someone who is going to allow me to continue to allow men to look at my body and my innards, my insides, my body, for money. I need a man who's going to be okay with me being a sex worker. Okay, look, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all, but it's interesting because she can't just say it, right? She can't just say it. And there's nothing wrong with sex work. And Alexis knows there's nothing wrong with sex work. But she knows that her being a sex worker drastically depletes her pool of potential suitors. That's why she can't say, I need a man who's going to be okay with me doing sex work. That's why she characterizes it as explore creatively. Alexis doesn't have any other creative desires. She's a sex worker. That's all she knows how to do. Again, doesn't make her a bad person. And who knows, maybe she can play the violin. Maybe she is a really good artist. But that's not what's paying her bills.
Be my biggest supporter, but also be there to reel me in at times as well.
So let's talk about reeling you in.
Reeling you in. So she wants someone who's going to allow her to be a sex worker, but then reel her in. You can't have it both ways, Alexis. Because if you meet a man that, just hypothetically, if Alexis meets a man that she actually likes, and he says, look, you can't be a sex worker, what, is she going to allow him to reel her in like that? Nope. Yeah, that's what I thought.
You said that the first word you said.
Brett Alstein with a $5 super chat says, hey, Donovan, just want to say, you and the Fresh and Fit guys have changed my life for the better. Thank you very much for that, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate it very much. And the Nice Dragon Kid says, glad you joined the winning team. Brett, you know it. You know it. Mark Stewart, chat privileges for 12 months, says, hey, Mr. Sharp, keep it 100. Come on, bro. That's the only way I know how to do it.
Oh, my God.
That is, I want a strong man.
Yeah.
You did say that. But you're also a self-proclaimed alpha female. So what happens if this strong man, hypothetical question here.
This is funny. This is why Adam is so good. You know that he understands what's going on here. And instead of Adam has this is why he is where he is. He has the self-restraint not to be an asshole to these women. Right? I don't have the self-restraint to tell Alexis, I mean, I don't have the self-restraint not to tell Alexis, sweetheart, it's over. It's over. Yeah, it is what it is. No. And, you know, Adam, he's got a reputation to maintain. He wants to get other people on the pod. I get it. So it is what
The
it is.
strong man says, take a back seat.
See?
Miss
Told you.
Alpha female.
Told
I
you.
want the
Not for me.
feminine female.
Next.
Really?
Yes.
So you're saying
Because
sorry.
I do want an alpha male, but an
Yes.
alpha male who's actually an alpha male is not intimidated by a woman trying to be who she is.
There it is. A real man is not intimidated by a woman who is a sex worker. A real man, anytime a woman says a real man, insert the thing that benefits her at his expense. That's really what it is. That's literally what she just says. A real man would allow me to be a sex worker and not have a problem with it. No, it doesn't work that way. And Alexis doesn't have real men knocking down her door. I don't know why she's pretending to be picky about a hypothetical situation that's never going to happen.
Really?
Because I don't think it's me trying to be domineering to a point where I'm controlling the relationship or that person.
Here we go.
I think it's just
Here
allowing
we
me
go.
to be me without being put in a box or
Well, what about reeling you in? So she doesn't want to be put in a box, but she also wants to be reeled in. Nobody says she thinks she can still leverage options at 37. Wow, I didn't know she was that old. I thought she was in her 40s. Okay.
take a back seat. Taking back a seat to what? Like this is a
See, there we go. Take a back seat to what? See, and this isn't not an indictment on the mentality of Alexis Texas. What she just said, take a back seat to what? It's very easy for women to say what they wouldn't do for a man that is a figment of their imagination, right? You see it on Fresh and Fit all the time. Would you do X, Y, Z for a man? 9 out of 10 times, the bitch is like, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do that. Well, it's easy to say what you wouldn't do if you haven't met the man you don't feel it's worth it to do for. So Alexis can sit here and say, I mean, let's take a backseat to what? I always use this example, Chris Hemsworth. What if Chris Hemsworth wanted to date you, Alexis? You don't. I guarantee you would take a backseat to him. And if you don't want to take a backseat to Chris Hemsworth, then I can't help you. I can't help you, right? So again, she wants to hold on to her identity, but by the same token, she still wants that. She still wants the protection and the status that comes with being chosen. You can't have it both ways.
we're standing together side by side, not one in front of the other.
So your
Yeah, there it is.
last relationship, if you don't mind, how long did it last?
Let's see. Well,
Where do I start, my last?
Did you see that look? Watch. Watch.
let's see. Well,
Where? Do-
There you go. You guys see that? You guys see that little look? So he asked her, how long did your last relationship start? This look right here tells me that she's thinking, how long did my last relationship last before I stepped out and cheated on him? Right? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, why are we looking like this at the camera?
Where do I start, my last relationship?
I was in a relationship for 2.5 years.
Okay. Was that an alpha male?
He was.
Stop the cap.
No, he was not. He was not an alpha male. This is all cap. This is all cap. An alpha male would never commit to a woman who was an adult film star. They just wouldn't. I'm sorry, it just wouldn't. It is what it is. I mean, listen, sweetheart, you can lie to yourself. You can't lie to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what happened with that, and why didn't that work out? Without getting all into details, but
Why didn't that work out? Because she's an adult film star, Adam. That's why.
if he was an alpha male, strong female, was he not on board?
Yes, but I don't think that that's just the when you find that quality where you stop from there. There's other things on the checklist. There's other things. There's other standards. There's other things that may
Oh, boy.
seemed okay in the beginning, but overall things change, and so do people. And it's a
Translation. He was okay with me being an adult film actress in the beginning, but over time, it got to him. Dude, such is the story for adult film actresses out here on the dating market. Man, when adult film actresses are still young and attractive like Mia Khalifa, they're going to get their fair amount of attention. They might even get to date a dude or two, or even get married in Lana Rhoades or Mia Khalifa's case. But at some point, the fact that they did what they did starts to eat at them. Oh my God, that's the male ego. No, That's not the male ego. That's the male id being repulsed at the fact that you have more male DNA in you than a petri dish at a sperm bank. That's really what it is. Desmond Montgomery, member for 5 months, says, I knew Adam was good when he dealt with Jed, who tried to talk down Fresh and Fit and spit the same feminist talking points as the girls who go on there. Myron would destroy her. I don't know who Jed is, but I'm going to look that up. Chris Von Erich is in the house. Says, Rationalization Hamster is in overdrive from his Texas. I actually watched. Chris Von Erich has been a member for 2 years. Shout out to him. Devin and I actually watched the Undertaker documentary on A&E. You guys got to check those out. Those are fantastic. Oh, my God. Those wrestling documentaries, they're basically 30 for 30 for wrestling for WWE. It's awesome. Love it. Anyway, the Von Erichs were on the documentary.
Okay to change what you want from a relationship and then move accordingly. And I had to move accordingly, and it was no longer serving of me. So therefore, you get cut off.
Respect.
Oh, you get cut off. Yeah, he was not okay with me having been in the industry. He voiced his opinion, so I left before he could reject me. Like, come on. Like, this is not hard to figure out.
So you ended the relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's.
Women end the vast majority of the relationships, and Alexis may very well have ended that relationship, but I don't know about this one. I think that she may. I think that. Listen, I don't know. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But the way she said that, just watch.
So you ended the relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. The way she said that, I'm not 100% convinced. Even Zuer, member for a year and a half, says it's apparent Adam is RP'd from his questions. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Okay, so let's incorporate Rebecca for a second. So you used to be more of an alpha female, right?
Yes.
You were working as a...
I had
In New
2
York?
companies, yeah.
Okay.
2 companies, raised some money, written in Huffington Post, whatever magazine.
Rebecca's absolutely adorable. She is just absolutely adorable.
Available. And yeah, I was an alpha female, alpha dog, constantly.
Philip Smith with a $20 super chat. This is funny. He says this whole podcast would be 20 minutes long if Rebecca or Alexis would ask Adam if he'd take Alexis seriously. Yes, exactly. You see, Alexis is looking for Adam. That's what this is. Adam is a tall, good-looking guy. He's rich. He has status. He has clout. He's got bitches all over Miami. Listen, Adam is, he's the avatar. He's the avatar. Alexis is looking for a guy like Adam. Is Adam looking for a woman like Alexis?
Nope.
Hustling, constantly working. That was my life.
Got it. But something changed.
Yeah.
Walk us through that.
So I realized, as much as I accomplished in my career, I was in all of that stuff, raise money, all that stuff is great, right? All of that stuff is great. But then I would come home and no one's there. I would
Yep, no one's there.
be perpetually single, and I'd be asking myself, why am I single? Why am I alone? Why am I here? And so I had to do a lot of self-work and realize that my attitude, I was a competitive person in all, like, that translated into all my relationships, my work relationships, my familial relationships, and also in my romantic relationships.
There you go. There you go. Rebecca just said, I was a titan of the industry. I was the alpha female. The alpha female, ran companies, was super competitive. What a woman does outside the home bleeds into the home. Man, women say all the time, well, I'm a boss bitch at the workplace. But then when I come home, I'm submissive. That's impossible. It is impossible for a woman to be a boss bitch at work and then come home and be submissive. I mean, unless she's a world-class actress, and honestly, I don't know of any woman who considers herself an alpha female would ever admit that she's submissive to anybody, unless, of course, you're a 37-year-old adult film actress looking for a man.
And from there, I was like, okay, we have to make a change. If I don't make a change for myself, like, clearly I've been doing this for 10 years and still single, still here.
There you go.
Still, like, coming home alone. And so I really had to deep dive, take accountability, look at myself in the mirror and say, it's not these people that are the problem. Like, you are the problem. You are the issue here. And maybe we need to make a change.
So, if I'm understanding this correctly, priority number one when you were more of a boss babe was make money, work, and then you would get home and there'd be nobody there.
Yeah.
So you had to look in the mirror and say, I need to make a change, right?
Yeah.
So then you met your husband. You're married now. You have a kid. So walk us through that process of becoming, more of a feminine woman, housewife, going through that metamorphosis from the alpha female.
It is incredibly, mature and self-aware to be on camera as a woman and say, I got it wrong. Women almost never admit when they're wrong, especially when it comes to their lifestyle choices. Rebecca said, hey, look, I was the boss babe, owned 2 companies. I was, I was competitive, this and that and the other. Had it wrong. My life was shit. Yeah, I was making a bunch of money, but I was perpetually single. I was lonely. I came home to an empty house. It takes a lot of, it really does take a lot of inner strength for a woman to admit that she was wrong. Men, we can admit we're wrong all the time. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of men out there who just simply cannot ever admit that they're wrong. They're out there for sure. But I'll tell you what, it's a lot harder for modern women to admit they're wrong than modern men to admit they're wrong, especially in this community. Dude, on our on our Zoom call yesterday, we were exchanging simp tales. Talking about the things we used to do for women back before we found this community. It's funny and cringe, but we're like, yeah, I got it wrong. I effed up. It is what it is. Women, on the other hand, no, they don't do that. And Alexis would never admit, you know what? I kind of regret doing adult films. She'll never, ever say that.
Yeah.
Walk us through that process.
So I read a lot of Jordan Peterson, and I think that helped me a lot because
how about that?
when
Oh,
I
she actually
was
told me that.
in the feminist mindset, it was all blame everyone else for your issues. It's all everyone else's fault, and I don't have to take accountability for any of my actions. I can just move the way that I move, and everyone has to just move with me.
This is exactly what Alexis is saying she's doing. She says, I am who I am, and you're going to get on my program. If you're not on my program, then you can go. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But the men that Alexis wants, they're not signing up for that.
And that's not realistic whatsoever. And
No, it is realistic. It's just a very lonely existence, which is why she decided to get out of that.
so I did a lot of work. I opened myself up to a relationship, to that, I was instantly attracted to my husband, but
Hot ass dude, by the way. Shout out to the hubby.
yeah, shout out to James. Love you. You're watching.
Alexis, don't even go there.
Relax.
And then during our engagement process and dating, I learned how to be a wife, and he learned how to be a husband
how
through
about that?
premarital counseling, extensive premarital counseling.
Wow.
And then,
Okay.
we got married, and now it's still I still have to work on myself
Of
constantly
course,
because I
of
can
course.
catch myself slipping and saying things that
And look, Rebecca, listen, this is all truth, man. Devin and I, we've been at this for over 6.5 years. We've been official for 5 years as of January 19th. That's our 5-year anniversary. Does Devin slip up now and again? Of course she slips up, right? But she never slips up in the things that matter. Does she slip up and sometimes she'll get a little bit of an attitude? I'm right there on her. But Devin never slips up and brings her phone to the bathroom. She never slips up and asks me to go to the club, because she knows as soon as she does that, I will snap my fingers and that cute little Michael Kors 22-inch carry-on will appear right in front of her. And at that point, she knows what time it is.
remind me.
Nobody says, can you react to the Tate versus XQC Classic Alpha versus, I don't know what that is. Was it a fight? Oh, did, I don't know that there's is XQC a kickboxer? Somebody clue me in on that. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of old Becca, the one that you don't want to see.
Really?
Yeah.
What questions do you have for her? Because
That's interesting. So she used to call herself Becca, right? She called herself Becca. That's one thing that's one thing that women who are into the womanist movement, they try to shorten their name to make it sound more masculine. So if their name was Cameron, they'd call themselves Cam. If their name was Alexandra or Alexa, they'd call themselves Alex. Dude, some girls whose names are Michaela, they like to call themselves Mikey. Or if their name was Francesca, they call themselves Frankie.
Because
Oh, Tate had a debate with some dork. Oh, he's a Twitch streamer. Oh, boy. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. A Twitch streamer. A Sigma male. I don't know. I'll check it out, man, but I don't know. We'll see.
I have a lot, and
Yeah.
I think that I don't.
Wait a minute. Hold
of
up.
Old Becca, the one that you don't want to see.
really,
Yeah.
what questions do you have for her? Because
I have a lot, and
Yeah.
I think that I don't disagree. Obviously, it's your path, it's your journey,
Yeah.
and everybody has their own thing. And
Oh, God. I hate the subjective. I hate the subjective disagreement, right? Well, look, if that works for you, that's fine. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. No, not everything works for everybody. This is exactly, and stay with me here, guys. This is exactly along the same lines as, well, you have your preferences and I have mine. That is an intellectually dishonest rebuttal for something you don't have an answer for. And here's why. Yes, every man and woman on this earth has different superficial preferences in terms of their type. Some men like blondes, some men like brunettes, some men like redheads, some men like women with large booties, some women like men, some men like women with large breasts, some men like women with small breasts, some men like women who have athletic bodies, some men like women who have a nice backside. I happen to like women who are in great shape, who have athletic bodies with large breasts and shapely backside and shapely asses. Call me picky, man. I've had it all. I've seen it all. I've done it all. Those are my preferences. But at our core, fundamentally, we all want and need the same things. All of us do. Okay, so you're a woman who likes blondes instead of brunettes. Okay, that's fine, but you want confidence in a man. Okay, so you're a woman who doesn't like redheads. But as soon as Justin Waller walks into the room, all 6'4" of him walks into the room, all of a sudden now, redheads aren't really looking so bad. Right? Well, I don't date bald guys until they see Sterling Cooper, right? The point is that fundamentally, we're all the same. Superficially, we're different as far as our preferences or likes or dislikes. But I don't like this whole, well, if that works for you. No, that's a weak argument. That's a cop-out. If you're going to disagree, and then come with a strong argument. But don't come with this, well, it's all subjective. No. Superficial preferences are subjective. Fundamental preferences are objective. That's just all there is to it.
I too have done or self work, and I understand those things, but I don't.
Stop the cap.
What kind of self work have you done, Alexis? It can't be too much self work. We're still doing OnlyFans. Come on, what are we doing?
See the difference of stopping being a boss babe or whatever, however you want to like make it, and then that there has to be two different sides. I think that it's where you are in your life and being open up to things, and I think that
this is all just jibber jabber. This is all just subjective, and it's all this doesn't mean
programmed
anything.
as how we programmed when we were children, and what we saw growing up is how we
this is dumb.
End up in being adults.
Blah, blah,
so
blah,
it's
blah,
like
blah.
until you allow yourself to take accountability and have say your needs and what your wants really are, and you could have both. But you have to be communicated about those things and honest, because everything, even daily work, it takes every day. I've done self-work the last year, but it's an ongoing process, from everything from relationships to not. But I don't think it needs to be one or the other.
Well, that's
for me.
That doesn't mean, dude, what she said means absolutely nothing. What she said made 0 sense. That didn't mean anything. That was literally just jibber jabber. Shout out to Mr. T. That was all blah, 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 blah. The typical female, oh, you gotta da-da-da-da-da. And it's communicative, not communicative, Ms. Texas. Miss Politic and White Girl.
Me personally.
That's the question that I want to get.
See, there we are. Me personally. It might not be for you, but it's for me. How's that working out for you, Ms. Texas? You're still single. The woman to your left is married with a kid. She saw the light. She admitted this path is not going to end in happiness. She changed herself. She did self-work, and now she's happy. But no, Alexis is like, well, you might have done that for you, but I'm doing self-work too. No, you're not. Just because you're, again, Alexis, the typical modern woman, just because you say it, does they think we all, they think we all just automatically believe it. Sorry.
Get to the heart of it, because can you be both? Like, here we have.
No, you can't be both. No. And that's one thing that I missed to talk about, right? That's one thing that is one thing that I missed to talk about. You can't be both. You can't be a boss babe and submissive. It just doesn't work that way. There was a deodorant commercial. I forgot what brand it was, but they said you can be feminine and fierce. No, you can't. There's no such thing as a woman who is fierce and feminine. It just doesn't. It doesn't work that way. You cannot serve two gods. You can't have it all. You can try to have it all, but at some point, either work life or family life is gonna suffer.
Maybe what is considered two polar opposites. Boss babe, making money, killing it. Hall of Famer, okay?
Oh,
Hall of
God.
Famer, and you,
Adam is so funny. He's like, Hall of Famer, yo. I fucking love Adam.
former boss babe, entrepreneur who's saying, that ain't the life for me. I wanted to get married, have kids, be a housewife.
But being a boss babe and that,
Yeah.
sorry, maybe, but that could be how she operates her family, how she's within her, in your own comfortability level and that level. Because you
No, no, Ms. Texas. No, sweetheart. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. No, Rebecca does not run her family. James runs her family. So what she's trying to say is you can still be a boss babe and still, that's not, no. Bitch, you don't run the family. The man runs the family, okay? The woman definitely assists. And listen, as far as importance, I'll put it to you this way. Within a family unit, men and women are equal. Dude, absolutely. Men and women are equal as hell. In a nuclear family, the male presence, the father, is every bit as important as the mother. The mother is every bit as important as the father. Real talk. The best families are two-parent homes. A mother, a father, man, woman, leader, follower. Real talk. Women are incapable of leading families. They are. Some do because they have to, because they're single mothers. How's that working out?
did the work part. You did those things. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that should be a
But
difference.
can you be both?
No.
I don't think that you can be both successfully.
There you go.
I think
Wow, man, Rebecca's good. That's exactly right. You can be both. You can be a boss babe and a mother, but you can't be both successfully. At some point, one is going to suffer. This is the decision that Rebecca made. She understood, okay, I'm still single, so this ain't working. Very good point. Dude, shout out to Rebecca, man.
that you at a certain point, one has to take over the other.
Dude.
And because if
Unbelievable.
I mean,
I think
no
your
one's
ego has to be lessened. You have to understand the realist of certain things. But a lot of, for me, I know this.
See, she keeps bringing it back to her. Let me explain something quickly. The difference between ego and confidence. Ego is fake confidence. Ego is fueled by the outside validation, right? A lot of women say the male ego. No. Confidence comes from within, right? You hear pop their ego. You pop the ego from the outside, right? Confidence is only destroyed from the inside. You don't pop confidence. You puncture an ego. You don't puncture confidence. You puncture an ego. If you have inner confidence, inner game, it's impossible. And your confidence can be shaken, but ego is so much more fragile than confidence. So just to make that distinction.
Self-work I've done, I have a big ego. So when I'm having a partner or whatever,
Of course she has a big ego. She was an adult film actress. She was getting sausage from all over the place. Of course she has a big ego. She thrives on outside validations. My OnlyFans, my Instagram. There you go. Look, and listen, we all have a little bit of ego in us, right? Hell, even I got a little bit of ego. But your ego's got to be way down here. You got to have that real confidence. Alexis does not have any confidence. Zero confidence. Her ego is really what gets her. It gets her from day to day, man. It gets her through the day.
it's about who's going to take me to lessen those things, to reel back on it. I don't think that it needs to be linear. I think it could be subjective.
Do you even? Oh my god! Oh my god! Did this woman? Oh wow! Oh boy! This is what happens. This is what happens when porn stars try to have conversations about shit they know nothing about. Linear and subjective. It doesn't have to be linear. It's what? Do you even know what linear means, Alexis? Again, I'm not saying you're a bad person, but dude, don't use words you don't know the definitions of.
To a degree, because where I push back is, you know, you are a boss babe, you have a competitive nature, and the last relationship that you said that you have, he was an alpha. So if he was an alpha and he checked that box for you and he pushed you and you guys moved as like an alpha couple.
Yeah, where is he now?
Then yes, I understand there are other reasons for why the relationship would fall apart.
And by the way, Alexis Texas is not a boss babe. She's not a boss babe. Any power a woman has, any power a woman gets, any power a woman acquires comes from a man. Comes from a man. Any power, any influence, any boss babe, it comes from a man. Alexis Texas is not a boss babe, sweetheart. You're an adult film actress who has an OnlyFans and a bunch of Instagram followers. That does not make you a boss babe. People pay money to watch you flick the bean with no clothes on. What's boss about that? Right? And you know, I'm not trying to call her a talentless twit, but I haven't seen anything, and I'm not even going to her Instagram. Somebody can prove me wrong. If I'm wrong about this, let me know. But this is the thing about sex workers, especially female sex workers. They're not really good for much of anything outside of sex work. You see, sex work is easy work. You're literally getting paid for being an above average attractive looking female. Not much to it. And so when you're making all of this money and getting all of this attention, then what incentive do you have to cultivate other talents? You don't. So for her to call herself a boss babe and this, she's not a boss. Who's she in charge of? Who's she in charge of? She has an agent that you can email if you want to get her on the pod. If all it takes is a $200 bottle of Dom P, all right, bet. Come on out.
But
any woman with an OnlyFans is not a boss babe.
if you already had an alpha, like, where do you think?
What Rebecca's really trying to ask her here is, if you had this alpha male that you say you had, then what happened? What happened? You said you want an alpha male to reel you in and you want to be this power couple. You had it. So what happened? Now, Rebecca is a woman, so she's going to, she's going to tread lightly. She's going to be polite. But that's really what she's asking here.
How do you think that you're going to find someone that's going to top being an alpha for you?
Oh, wow.
Because there's multiple alphas. There's different types of alphas.
Oh, this is so cute. Oh, boy. Yep. Alexis would have us believe that she believes that, there's all kinds of alphas out there. And she's right. There's plenty of alphas. She's right. There are plenty of alphas out there. And I don't even want to call them alpha. Dude, am I an alpha male? Dude, no. I'm not an alpha male, guys. Okay? I'm too emotionally immature. I've got there are a lot of traits that I have that automatically disqualify me from alpha. I'm not and I'm not just saying that. This is just the truth. If I'm looking at myself objectively and not linearly rather than subjectively, no, I'm not an alpha male. Yes, I can lead people and all that other kind of stuff, but yes, Alexis is right. There are many alphas out there. These alphas are not checking for Alexis. So when Rebecca asks her, you had an alpha male, so what makes you, so you had that alpha male, it didn't work out. What makes you think you're going to get one either at or above that? Well, there's plenty of them out there. And herein lies the problem with modern women. Herein lies the problem with modern women. They think they have more options than they actually do. But I don't think for 1 second that Alexis Texas really believes that she has the kinds of options that she would lead us to believe. Dude, listen, women are a lot of things. They're delusional, but they're not stupid. I think Alexis Texas knows she will never have a relationship of consequence with a man she respects and loves, who also respects and loves her. I think she knows it's over.
Alphas that are in different scenarios. There's some people who want you to take a back seat. Some people who want to empower you to be an alpha or just who you are as an individual.
Alpha males do not empower women to be alpha females. Doesn't happen. Okay, if there's any such thing as an alpha male, right, or these high value men, I don't know, whatever. The men Alexis wants, the type of man Alexis wants, will never empower women like Alexis to be alpha females. I don't know who told her that. But this is the delusion. No alpha male in the history of alpha males has ever tried to inspire a woman to also become an alpha male.
I don't think for me personally, I should have to lessen who I am or water down what really drives me and motivates me to.
And what exactly drives you and motivates you, Miss Texas? Flicking the bean on OnlyFans? Like, really? Really? Like, she's acting like she's got, like, successful businesses and other... No. She's not driven. She's a sex worker. And that's okay. But don't cap. Like, you don't have businesses. And no, overseeing other OnlyFans girls' account, that's not a business. Women like to call themselves entrepreneurs. Sweetheart, having a lash business or real estate school or multi-level marketing or an OnlyFans don't make you an entrepreneur.
Find a partner. And if that's the case, that's not for me. And the partner
See, it's
is not right for me.
See? If they don't beat that, then that's not for me. She preemptively circumvents the rejection. She knows she doesn't qualify for the men she wants. So she's saying, well, hey, if they don't want me, then I don't want them. You can't fire me because I quit. Mac with the $5 super chat says, this chick Texas is burnt out. Yeah, you can tell. You can tell. Gear with the $5 Canadian says, Andrew versus XQC is a master performance by Tate. It's hard to watch because of how XQC screams. Aben Preach made a good video on it. Yeah, never mention Aben Preach in here again. I appreciate the $5 Canadian, but I don't watch Aben Preach. I have absolutely zero respect for Abba or Preach, and you can tell him I said that.
I don't feel like I need to be one or the other.
What does watered down mean?
Here we go.
As far as like
Here we
how
go.
you said, like, that's just doing things that you like. I guess the analogy was like,
Do you see how she's stumbling over her words? Watered down? No. What water herself down in Alexis Texas's mind, what this means, translation. I want to be able to dress provocatively in public. I want to be able to post provocative pictures of myself. I want to still be able to do OnlyFans. That's what she's saying. When a woman says water herself, when Brittany Renner says, I don't want to have to water myself down, I don't want to not reserve the right to put pictures of my ass on Instagram. That's it, man. That's it. That's what we're talking about. I don't want to have to stop engaging in behaviors that gets me male attention from people other than my boyfriend or husband. That's what it is.
like boss babe. Like, why don't you feel that you're still a alpha or a boss babe, or had to be less of or submissive person than being?
Do you hear how she said that? So being submissive makes you less than. This is a good question.
Quote unquote an alpha.
So I haven't. This is where I left off.
Because I could be submissive in relationships as well, and I think alpha sometimes is
No, you can't. It's impossible, dude. It's impossible for her to be submissive because she's a boss babe.
misread sometimes, as far as like it has to be my way, it's only this way, and like this, that, and the other, where that's not how I am and operate in relationships. That's how I am with business, but business and relationships are two totally different things.
Yeah, but a lot of it bleeds into
If
relationships.
you allow it.
Oh, Don DeMarco. There it is. Rebecca literally said what I said earlier. Women are emotional See, men we compartmentalize so much better than women. We can separate work life from home life. If our home life is in turmoil, it doesn't affect us at work. If things aren't going so well at work, it doesn't affect us at home. This does not mean that a man's performance can't tank if his home life is tumultuous. This doesn't mean it doesn't happen. But men are much better at compartmentalizing work life from his relationship life. Women are bad at it. Only a minuscule percentage of women can compartmentalize work life from home life. We hear the stories all the time of women who have affairs with coworkers and then they blow up their home life. That's bleeding into it. Ay.
Too. But that's what I'm saying. If you have your own boundaries and you have your own standards, then that doesn't, if you allow it to. But that's what I'm saying. If you
allow it to. Well, Ms. Texas, as a woman, and it being much harder to compartmentalize work from home, You don't allow it. You don't. It's not like, you know what? I'm not going to let my work life affect my home life. You're a woman. This is how you're designed. And that's why this whole feminism thing isn't working in the first place, because feminism quite literally teaches women to go against their biological programming. That's why feminists are miserable. But here's Alexis Texas. Well, not if you don't let it. Just like when a Jan Van Zandt says, you can't feel anything that anybody can make you feel. So if somebody calls me a nigger, I can't feel some type of way about it? If you don't let it, you kidding me? Fuck out of here.
You have your own boundaries and you have your own standards, then that doesn't have to be that situation. There's successful people, women who still have careers and have successful marriages, have children, and doing the same thing.
That's cap. That's cap. Who are they? Who are they? Are they stories you read on the internet? Women who are lying about being happy in their relationships and their work life? Fuck out of here. Yeah, Desmond Montgomery says, don't bring them up here. They'll be talking about Fresh and Fit again soon when the money is low. Yeah. And listen, shout out to Gear. You didn't know, but do not mention Abba and Preach in here ever again. Like, fuck those dudes. Fuck them.
I don't think it has to be limited to one or the other.
I believe that is the exception, not the rule.
Woo!
True, and that's why everybody's path is different.
There we go. There it is. Rebecca just dominated her. So Alexis just said, well, there are women out here who are blah, 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 blah. She's literally just making shit up. Well, this outlier and this and that and the other, even if she's telling the truth, and we know she's not, that's the exception, not the rule. What does she do? She goes right back to, well, that's your path. No, man. Like, dude, I'm trying to tell you, fundamentally it's not up for subjection. We are all fundamentally the same. Superficially, we're different, but fundamentally, we understand what it takes to be in a successful relationship. Fundamentally, we all want the same things in men and women. Oh, whatever works for you, that's why you're single, Ms. Texas.
I don't think that it has to, that's the end all be all.
It is. And this is why you're single at 37.
Let me ask you this. Do you,
in large part,
you want to get married?
I have been married.
You have been?
Answer the question. See? Do you see that? Do you want to get married? I have been married. Do you see? Women are not stupid. Alexis can't say, oh my God. Alexis can't say, I want to be married. You want to know why she can't say, I want to be married? And she wants to be married, but she can't say it. But if she says she wants to be married, at that point now she has to admit to herself and the world, either directly or indirectly, that she's not going to get married. Alexis Texas knows she's never going to get married, but she still wants to be married. That's why she can't say, I want to be married, because she knows she won't be married. I have been married. Answer the question.
Divorced happily for 8 years.
Okay.
But I liked being
you were
married.
much younger
I was
when you got
married.
Yeah.
Yes, but I liked being married. I was married to the wrong person.
Oh, God.
I would, if it happened for me, then yes, I would.
There it is. If it happened for me, then yes, I would. Yes, listen, you want to be married. Man, you want to be married. Just come out and say it. No, she can't say she wants to be married because she knows she's never going to get married.
I don't know. You know
Do you want to have kids?
I don't know. I don't take it off the table.
Oh my God. This is so funny. Do you want to have kids? The answer is yes. Most women want to have kids. Alexis Texas is not different. She's not unique. She's not special. Do I want to have kids? I don't know. Of course you know. Of course you know. You're 37 years old. You know you want to have kids, but she knows she can't have kids, so she's not saying she wants to have kids. You guys see how this works? When women know that something is not a possibility for them, they act like they don't want it. This is the opposite of what Rollo calls making your necessity a virtue. This is making your situation a virtue. Well, I'm a 37-year-old ex-porn star. I'm 37 years old. The men that I want don't want to marry me. I'm too old to have kids. Do you want to be married? I have been married. But if it were to happen, yeah, okay, I guess so. Do you want to have kids? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you do.
But I'm 37 years old.
Really?
I am.
I thought you were way younger. Okay.
Oh,
I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but okay.
I don't know.
Adam.
That is a compliment, I
But,
guess.
Adam's
you know,
being
so
nice.
for me, it's
Okay.
not that I've been a stepmom. There's different situations where you can be a mother as well and other things too. I just don't know what's for me because I don't have that person that I'm working towards that goal with.
So you're 37.
Yes,
So
sir.
I thought you were way younger. So my line of questioning is going to change now.
Okay,
Again,
good.
I thought you were way younger. But at 37,
Dude, Adam's fucking awesome. Dude, Adam, I swear to God, man, I wish I had, and this is why I'm not an alpha male. These are the things that hold me back in life, man. I wish I had the emotional wherewithal to do what he does. I could not. Dude, I cannot look a woman like Alexis Texas in the face and be like, I thought you were so much younger. Dude, you got lunch lady arms and cottage cheese on your thighs, man. I thought she was 42, to be honest with you.
I mean, how feasible is it to even have kids at 37?
It's feasible.
It's pretty difficult. Do you have your freezing your eggs?
I will.
You haven't.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Are you freezing your eggs? Listen to how she says this. He catches her off guard here.
It's feasible.
It's pretty difficult. Do you have?
It's pretty difficult. Most women lose 90% of their eggs by the age of 30. I don't know what that number is, pushing 40, but goddamn. Are you freezing your eggs? I will. Sweetheart, it's too late. Dude, 37-year-old eggs? Alexis, really? You're going to freeze your 37-year-old eggs. Jay Sebastian, very good comment, says, interesting to me that in business, everything is so well defined for them, but then when it comes to relationship, it's as foggy as it gets. Wow. Very nice. Devin says, I will. Them eggs needed to be frozen over a decade ago. Yeah, exactly. Jay Body, member for 19 months. Thank you very much. Says, it sounds like she's trying to move the goalpost. Fam, dude, she ain't moving the goalpost. This bitch is bobbing and weaving. Whoa, stick and move. Slip the jab. Hold the phone. Whoa, wait. Wow.
I mean, how feasible is it to even have kids at 37?
It's feasible.
It's pretty difficult. Do you have your freezing your eggs?
I will
You haven't done it yet?
this year.
Stop the cap.
She will now.
Had a girl.
Yeah.
Because
That's
you
for
do.
me is like I don't know, but I'm not gonna take it
Yeah.
off the table.
Got it.
You know what I mean? So it's like maybe one day I will, and maybe I'll never do anything with it at all. But I don't know. So therefore, because I'm in a place financially that I can do that,
Okay.
I will do that. But I
Sweetheart, finances cannot overcome biological deficiencies. I don't care how much money you have. You cannot turn back the reproductive clock. You cannot turn back the biological clock. Dre Raven says, that's like freezing yesterday's gas station breakfast burrito for later. Hey, man, you leave gas station breakfast burritos alone. You leave those alone. I may or may not have reheated frozen gas station burritos that were a day old. Oddly specific.
I don't feel like again I don't know yes or no. Like you would have asked me when I got married if I'm going to stay with him forever.
Do you see how she just can't answer the question? Yes or no? If it happens, yes or no? This is what tells me she's not delusional. Because if she were delusional, do you want to have kids? Yes. Oh, yes, I want to have kids. Do you want to get married? Oh, yes, I want to get married. This is a clear example of Alexis knowing exactly where she is. She knows what her station in life is. She's not delusional at all. She happens to understand very clearly what her options are. That's why she can't answer any of these questions directly. Because a delusional woman would have said, yes, and I can do this. And yeah, Janet Jackson had her twins or had kids at 50 years old and this and that and the other. No, Alexis is not stupid. So when Adam asks her, do you want to have kids? Yes or no, blah, blah. No, she knows she can't have kids. Desmond said she's talking to hold on to hope. I don't think so. I disagree, Desmond. I disagree. I think she is giving these answers because she does not want to let us and the world know that she regrets her decisions. She knows that she's too old to have children. She knows that she is never getting married. She knows that she will never be in a relationship with the kind of man she wants. This is why she can't answer these questions directly. Any woman who really and truly believes the delusion would be on here, oh yeah, da-da-da-da. Alexis can't bring herself to do it. She can't do it.
Forever. I said yes. Look at me now. You know what I mean? Things change.
Look at
Not
me
everything
now.
is permanent. And you know what I mean?
Got it. So by the way, this conversation about having kids, when you're with like your, let's just call it coworkers, is this a common conversation? Like, I don't know, should we have kids? I'm thinking about it. Like,
I mean, there's
I had
not.
this conversation with Lisa Ann. She said, "No, the kids aren't for me." I think
I know who Lisa Ann is. I do know who Lisa Ann is. Okay, good for you.
she was in her late 40s.
Dre Raven says that stuff ain't half bad. Or Sheets in Central PA. Yo, Sheets, Wawa, the AM PM on the West Coast. Oh yeah, dude. Yo, world-class breakfast burritos. Probably shave a few years off your life, but they're really good.
40s at the time. Now, just not for her. You're 37. The window's still potentially open. That conversation that you have with your fellow
Yes, QT food is also very good. Yeah, QT's. Of course, I drove a mattress truck in Atlanta, but yeah, dude, we used to stop at the QT for hot dogs and yeah, Rebel 5150. Real talk.
actresses. Should we have kids? Should we not? What's that conversation look like?
I mean, there's not like a boardroom meeting table where we're all discussing serious topics like this. Everybody has their own individual lives, especially now with, you know.
Do you see? This is. Adam just asked her. He asked her a simple question. Do you have conversations with your coworkers about having children? What does she do? Well, we're not in a boardroom. He didn't ask that, Alexis. He asked you if you had conversations. He asked you if you had conversations. They had the conversations. That's why she keeps talking in circles. This is so transparent. This is ridiculous.
Things like OnlyFans and stuff,
Yeah.
we rarely see.
But even
people.
individual
You know what I mean?
conversations. I'm sure women
With
have these conversations.
My friends, yes,
Yeah.
it is. It's still a topic.
Okay, thank you, Alexis. That's all you had to say. He didn't ask you, do you have board meetings with PowerPoint presentations discussing... No, that's not what he asked you. You can tell that women are trying to dodge things or hide things when they don't answer the question directly, when they try to muddy the waters, right? Do you have conversations with coworkers about having children? Well, we're not in a board... All right.
You know, multiple friends in the same situation, wanting to freeze their eggs, not knowing what they want to do, or if they've
There
had
we
a
go.
kid, they don't know if they want to have a second one.
See?
In all different
See?
situations.
There you go.
I mean,
She should have just said that, man.
I think it's just a tip. I mean, it's a normal question to ask at any age.
Yeah.
You know.
You see that? That's a normal question to ask at any age. No, it's not. It's not a normal question to ask at any age, especially when you're in the adult film industry. You see how she tries to broaden it? Well, okay, me and my porn star friends had this conversation, but everybody has this conversation. Yes, everybody does have that conversation, but you're a porn star. That's what makes it different. That's why Adam asked you the question.
Maybe I guess being a little older, it's your time
A little older?
line is a little bit different, but I think now.
See? Maybe that you're a little older, your timeline is a little bit different. No, your timeline is shorter. She cannot, dude, even Zur, cognitive dissonance. There you go, man. Like, dude, this chick is, I don't think this, dude, honestly, I think Alexis knows exactly what's up. I think she knows exactly what's up. That's why she's not answering any of these questions straight up. Any age. Get the fuck out of here.
Days with technology and surrogacy and all kinds
Here
of
she
different
goes.
things, there's different
See?
options. And
See?
it doesn't have to be
See?
just the biblical way.
But if you didn't have kids, would you be upset about that?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I need
Stop the cap.
like my biggest thing. If I could have had a kid with my ex-husband if I
Yeah, but you didn't, sweetie. You didn't.
wanted to, but for me, I didn't think it was the right. Maybe I guess being a little older, it's your time line is a little bit different, but I think
See, timeline is a little bit different. So now the biological clock is a social construct too, right? Hey, Truchino 913 says just dropped in to drop a like. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for stopping in. Truchino 913 in the house, guys. Subscribe to his channel if he has a channel.
I think nowadays with technology and surrogacy and
Oh,
all kinds of
yeah.
different things, there's different options that it doesn't have to be just the biblical way.
But if you didn't have kids, would you be
There's no amount of technology that is going to turn powdered eggs into a person, Ms. Texas.
upset about that?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I need like my biggest thing. If I could have had a kid with my ex-husband if I wanted to, but for me, I didn't think it was the right scenario and situation in that point to have a child be entered in that lifestyle.
No. You made the right decision for your career. When you were married, you were an adult film actress, I'm assuming. If you become pregnant as an adult film actress, guess what? Career's over. She made the right decision not to have a child for her performance's sake. Devin says, quote, I could have had a kid when I was with my husband. Likely means she had a Noit Roba. Absolutely. Joe Southward with the $5 super chat says, is it me or doesn't she look uncomfortable talking about her future? Absolutely. She's very uncomfortable talking about her future because she knows that her future is very bleak. Alexis Texas, again, Alexis Texas is a lot of things. She is not delusional, gentlemen. Alexis knows exactly where she stands. She knows exactly what her life is going to be like. She is uncomfortable talking about this, but she's trying to make her necessity a virtue. Well, I don't have to have kids. No, you want to have kids, you just can't, right?
So it wasn't for me. So yeah.
I actually have a question.
Sure.
Did you, I don't know when you started in the adult industry.
When I was 21.
21, okay.
Of course.
When you entered into the adult industry, did you think that your life was going to change in that way, like relationship-wise? Or was, like, did you want to have kids back then? Did you want to have a husband and all of that stuff? Like, where was your mindset at that point?
I think ideally, because I'm from Texas, a small town, like the whole fairy tale life of what people think. Of course,
Fairy tale life.
you want to, a husband, kids, all these things.
Do you hear what she's saying? Again, this is necessity of virtue thing. Yeah, of course I wanted the husband, the kids. You see, now that it's not a possibility for her, now it's just a fantasy, right? Now it's just a fantasy. Looking at Alexis, listen, if she got into the industry at 21 years old, chances are she was attractive enough to get with a high-value man. But now that all of that has passed her by, the husband, the kids, the house, the dog, the white picket fence, now all of a sudden, it's just a myth. And it's interesting because that's very telling, because in her situation, it is a myth. Of course, translation. Like every little girl, I wanted to get married and have kids. But I decided otherwise. She cannot bring herself to admit that her choice to enter into the adult film industry has cost her happiness. It has cost her an opportunity to get married and have kids. A man of value is not going to marry her, and she's too old to have kids. That's it. The party's over. That's it. That's it, man. That's it. She cannot bring herself to admit on camera that because I was a porn star, this is no longer possible for me. She can't do it. So now it's just a fairy tale. No, it's not a fairy tale. It actually happens, well, not as much as it used to, but it's absolutely possible. Damian S. Gibson, welcome to chat privileges and live stream replays. At Damian S. Gibson to welcome him to the TSR family. Damian, if you would, put your age and location in the chat.
Things at the time of getting into the industry,
Black Lemur 2009 says there's no fucking fairy tales. Yeah, dude, come on.
didn't really know what that meant. I always say, like, I'm young, dumb, and full of cum. I didn't really understand what that meant. But I
didn't understand. So you didn't understand what getting married and having kids meant. But you knew what entailed the sex industry. You knew what it was in the PORN industry. Got it. So you knew more about that industry than your biological firmware is telling you. Got it. Cody Marshall, $5, says, thanks to the internet, once she put herself out there, that will not go away. It will be there forever. Absolutely. Mr. J, $5, says, a woman that can't give a simple, straight answer and runs around it instead of yes or no, they are delusional, uncomfortable, deny, won't accept, or admit it. Dude, real talk. Real talk. Dude, her verbal jujitsu, her verbal gymnastics are, I got to tell you, they're impressive, but it doesn't fool me.
enjoyed
I've heard
what
men
I did.
say that. I've never heard a woman say that.
You're welcome today.
Welcome to female empowerment, ladies and gentlemen.
But you know, those weren't, you know, everyone always like said in the beginning was like, oh, what are you gonna do when you have kids, or what are you gonna do with that? And I was like, well, I would hope to believe that I would be a good enough parent to speak to my kids and communicate with them that this is it is, but that porn doesn't define me. It's just a part of who I am. It's not who my whole existence.
Oh, porn doesn't define me. It's not my whole existence. Well, if that were the case, Alexis Texas, if porn didn't define you, then why are you using your porn name? Why did you come on as Alexis Texas instead of Thea Alexis Samper? No. It does define you. It does define you. People know who you are because of what you did on camera. Just because you say it doesn't define you doesn't mean it doesn't define you. The adult film, her career in the adult film industry absolutely defines her. That is the name she is using on the podcast. If she makes an appearance anywhere, in a podcast, a strip club, OnlyFans, she's using the name Alexis Texas. The fact that she uses her name quite literally tells us that her adult film career defines her. What she really means when she says it doesn't define me is, I don't want to admit that there are costs to the decisions I made to become a porn star. See, she can say whatever she wants, but she knows it defines her. This is why she's still single. This is why she's still single, guys, because it does define her. Any woman, Lana Rhoades, it defines her. Chloe Cherry from Euphoria. I found out that she was a spicy movie star. That defines her. Lisa Ann, that defines her. Mia Khalifa, that definitely defines her. She can't quit talking about it because she's continuing to, well, that is her name, but she continues to talk about it. These women out here who say that they've done sex work, well, sex work doesn't define me. Yeah, it does. Especially if everybody knows. Listen, you can be a Vegas escort, an LA escort, be in a Tampa. You can do that stuff, right? There are many professions within the sex trade. As a matter of fact, most professions in the sex industry can be kept under wraps. They can be. Nobody has to know you have an OnlyFans. You can put on a silly little mask and dance naked and get smashed and all that stuff. You take off the mask, nobody knows who you are. If you're a stripper, I mean, they're not live streaming strippers on YouTube, right? If you're an escort, you're definitely not going public with that, right? But adult films, that, as far as I know, that is the only branch of sex work where people actually know you are a sex worker. That's the only branch. It is it is the most, I mean, nothing against sex workers. Nothing against sex workers at all. But for this woman to sit here and say that it doesn't define her when she did the branch of sex work that lets everyone know that she was a sex worker, ay. Jay Body with the $100 super chat says, coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't. Alexis knows that she is done. The next 30 years for her will be cold and lonely. Keep up the great work, Don. Appreciate that, Jay Body. Jay just bodied Alexis Texas. Mia Khalifa's name is Sarah Jo Shamoon. I did not know that. So Mia Khalifa wants her adult film career not to define her, yet she still uses the name Mia Khalifa. So the fact that Alexis Texas is still using her name, this just goes to, this is so indicative of modern women. They want all the benefits without any of the costs. I want to still be known as Alexis Texas because that gives me notoriety, but I don't want to be defined by it. I don't want people to disqualify me for long-term relationships and motherhood and children and families because I did adult films. Hate to break it to you, Miss Texas. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Thank you very much again, J-Body, for that $100 super chat. Morbidly thick-boned with the 20 NOKs. I am not a currency expert. Says, whatever you're famous or known for defines you. Exactly. The love me or hate me, this is what defines me. Doesn't matter what I do with the rest of my life. Most people who know of or about me is because of Donovan Sharp. Very few people relative to the people who know who Donovan Sharp is know who Alex Hopkins is. Yeah, Alex Hopkins is defined by Donovan Sharp. Honestly, and it's weird because sometimes, and I'm the same guy on and off camera. More people call me Donovan than people that call me Alex. It's incredible. And so being Donovan Sharp absolutely defines me. 20 Norwegian krones. Okay, thank you for that. For the 20 Norwegian krones, morbidly thick-boned. I like that.
I don't want to stay on the kid thing too long, but I'll ask you one more question about a kid. If you did have kids, fairy tale, you meet a guy, you have kids, is that going to be a difficult conversation to have with your kids? Like, by the way, you might see some videos.
It's difficult.
Oh,
not as difficult as this one.
Oh my
again,
By
God.
the way, you might see some videos.
Did you hear what she just said? So if you had kids, wouldn't that be a difficult conversation? Well, isn't every conversation difficult? Alexis, come on. You see,
Of mommy that aren't exactly for
yeah, Rebecca Barrett. You know what? It's interesting. This is Rebecca Barrett's second straight appearance on the Saucecast that involves a porn star. Because she was, I think if I'm not mistaken, she was sitting next to the woman who was doing OnlyFans with her husband.
you to see. Is that even like again, maybe not even yourself, but I assume this conversation happens in the adult film industry. Like we had a conversation with Allie Ray,
Yes.
big time OnlyFans girl, makes
Yes.
a ton of money.
Yes.
She does it with her husband, but she had to have as she said, sort of an awkward conversation with her kids, especially the younger one. I assume these types of conversations are had in the adult industry, and they're not exactly the most pleasant conversations.
Of course not.
I mean, I don't know because I haven't had one. But again, for me, I feel like because of the type of person I am, I'm very open and honest. And like,
It doesn't matter how open and honest you are, Alexis. Having a conversation about your kids, having a conversation with your kids about your porn career is going to be awkward
communication.
and uncomfortable.
And I would think that I would teach my children to be the same way and be open as long as I'm not hiding something, and obviously age permitting of when they need to be let to know these details.
What does that have to do with anything? Okay, so you're open and honest and communicative. How is that not going to still fuck up their minds? That has nothing to do with anything. And then she said age appropriate. Miss Texas, I don't know that you realize this, but kids are going to find out. Kids are going to find out. If you have a kid and your kid starts school, you better believe that other kids are going to be like, hey, check this out. Look at that. This is your mom. When you do adult films and it's put on the internet, you don't get to decide when to have that conversation with your kid. Somebody is going to have that conversation with your kid. Whether you know it, like it or not, it is going to happen, and it is going to happen a lot sooner than you thought. Jesus.
I mean, I've had younger brothers, growing up, and I had to tell them, certain things as well, or they had questions.
Though younger brothers are not your kids.
But it's life. Everybody has the same cards going. Everybody has difficult situations or
Yes, everybody. No, not everybody has the same cards, Alexis. Yes, everybody has difficult situations, but dude, this is different, sweetie. We're talking about having a conversation with your children about your porn career. That's not a that is a conversation that 99.9% of people in the world never have to have.
or topics that come up, maybe not personally attached to it.
Maybe not personally attached to it, but Alexis, that's the point. That's the point. This is an atypical situation. What she's trying to do is she's trying to take a micro issue and make it a macro issue. Well, everybody has difficult conversations. That's very true. Well, everybody, talks about sex. Yes, they do. but very, very few people, almost none relative to the people in the world, have conversations with their children about their work in the pornography industry, Miss Texas. Don't do that.
But your kids are going to watch porn. What are you going to talk about? Your kids
are watching porn. Kids watching porn. Listen, your son or daughter watching porn is one thing. Your son or daughter watching you get fucked by 7 different niggas, that's another. See, this is now she's being disingenuous. Now she's being disingenuous. Well, your kids are going to watch porn. Yes, they are. At which point you have a conversation. But there is a big difference between your kid watching some random hoe getting smashed on camera and watching you. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Cody Marshall with the $5 super chat says, I smell musty caps on Alexis, Texas.
Stop the cap.
Real talk. Cage Jackson, member for 7 months, says, funny how women try to justify their poor behavior. Yeah, right? The Demon Foxy, member for 12 months, says, hey, it is Cartman's mom. That's funny.
You're going to have to ask them. Maybe they saw something at their friend's house and they don't know what it is, but you're going to have to talk about it. Or you choose not to, and then your kid...
Dude, Eben Zuer, elite level obfuscation by her. Whoa! Whoa! Dude, Eben Zuer is bringing the fucking heat today. God damn. What Eben Zuer... See, this is why I have a podcast. What Eben Zuer just did is the last 10 minutes of me ranting about this, he defined in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. Yes, this is what obfuscation looks like, guys. This is the very definition of it. Give me a break.
Kids don't know and they assume what they want to, and then they have their own situation. So for me personally,
now she's going off in the weeds.
That you could be, and more straight up, then the better the outcome to be.
The better the outcome to be. So you're straight up to your kid about your porn career. It doesn't matter whether you tell your kid or somebody else does. When your kid finds out that mommy does this, whether it's from you or somebody else, that's going to fuck them up, Alexis. Dude, thank God. Thank God this woman does not have any kids. Jesus. Average Man Unplugged with a $20 super chat says, watching the CME last year gave me the courage and motivation to start my own channel. My parents can still see their son because of you. Wow. And I dedicated my 1,000th sub video to you, and you are my Morpheus. Thank you. Man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. I would actually, listen, go subscribe to Average Man Unplugged. I'll Devin, if you would, find that video. I'd like to watch that. Just real quick, off the topic, it's amazing to me how many people have started to sort of, how many content creators have started to tell me lately, hey man, you're the guy who introduced me to this community. Like, it's weird, like time goes by so very quickly. A lot of people think of me like as one of the OGs. I don't think of myself as one of the OGs, but I don't know, I've been at this a while. But thank you very much for that. I appreciate that.
By the way, I respect what you're saying. You're owning it, and communication is key, I think, in any relationship. Communication to the point of over-communicating is better than under-communicating. But, you said you had conversations with your younger brothers, or I assume even parental figures, father, I assume?
Yep, all of them.
Was that an awkward conversation?
I mean, of course, sex is always awkward to people. Like I said,
Do you see more obfuscation? There it is. There it is. There it is. Well, of course it was awkward. Sex is an awkward conversation for everybody. Alexis, you're being disingenuous. You're being intellectually dishonest. Sex is not an awkward conversation for people. People talk about sex all the time. Sex is an awkward conversation when you are talking about the fact that you are a porn star. She keeps trying to skirt around it. That conversation with your father and brothers is not typical. These conversations aren't happening all over the place.
When you have the birds and bees conversation, wasn't it awkward?
Oh my God.
With your parents,
do you hear what she's doing? Do you hear what you hear what she's doing? She's comparing having a conversation with your family about your porn career as talking about the birds and the bees. those are two different universes. Alexis, stop it. The Truth, welcome to Chat Privileges. At The Truth, to welcome him to the TSR family. The Truth, if you would, put your age and location in the chat. Thank you.
Even had it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
weird.
very
You know, you don't want to talk about jacking off or fucking somebody, and with your parents.
See,
It's
here
weird.
we go.
But
Not the
it's
same
also-
But there's a
thing.
difference
But it's
between doing
also
that
normal.
in private versus,
But
hey,
it's-
I
but
saw
again,
you.
But how do you
Great work,
get to that?
Alexis.
Yeah, but why is your
No.
kid?
Do you see how Alexis literally just talked over him? Adam just dunked on her, but Alexis talked right through him because she knows he's making a good point. Watch.
fucking somebody and
See?
now
Now listen,
your parents.
listen.
It's weird. But it's also
Yeah, but there's a difference
but it's
between
also
doing
Listen.
that in
normal.
private versus,
But
hey,
it's-
I
but
saw
again,
you.
But how do you
See?
Great
get
work,
to
Alexis.
that? Yeah,
See?
but why is
No.
your kid gonna do that? That's a little awkward. No one's gonna do
your
that.
brother or your
But why would
father.
your brother? I'm
See
not
that-
in some weird vixen from Texas. Doesn't mean I'm fucking in some
No,
incestual
I've
type
spent time
thing.
in Texas.
Yes, but see, again, she's trying to minimize what she's doing. Like, listen, Alexis, you can say whatever you want, man. You can say whatever you want. You can try to make us think that it's okay if I have kids. I'll have a conversation with my kids and it's going to be okay. Alexis knows that this is going to be an awkward conversation. This is selfishness right here. This is why adult film actresses should not have kids. Why do that to your kid? Why in the world would you bring a child into this world knowing what's out there about you on the internet? Somebody says that's why. Oh, The Truth says this is why Lana is trying to remove their content. They know how detrimental it is to dude. Listen, Lana can try all she wants. She can try all she wants. What was her name? Selena Powell thought that she was gonna get all her stuff removed. Nah, man, no. Nah. When you get fucked on camera for money, that doesn't go away. The internet is forever, sweetie. The internet is forever. You can try to get it removed and lawsuits and all that. It don't matter. It don't matter. Age of Machines with a $20 super chat says must see chat. Says when I hear how she thinks, reflect on her spicy work and go monk, it's disturbing. She is pursuing power. Her career was about power too. She ultimately hates men and looks down on their standards and needs. Well, yeah, I mean, and she hates men. It's funny. The more prominent a woman's sexual past is, the more they tend to hate men. Well, the reason why they hate men more is because more men are aware of their sexual past. See, we all know that you'll never know what a girl's notch count is, guys. You will never know what her notch count is. You'll never know who or what or whatever. You'll never know all of it, right? We'll never know Alexis's notch count, but I'll tell you what, we know what a lot of her notch counts were because I haven't, but because it's documented out there. I don't know how a woman can sit on a set and have this conversation like she's talking about like a loaf of bread. I don't understand it. I really don't.
I'm not assuming that.
No, but I'm just
Okay.
saying. So it's just a conversation, one and done. I didn't continue this conversation.
Of course not, because it's you.
Was hey, this is me. Yes, I've done it. Don't watch it. If your friends are gonna make fun of you, that's your problem. You're a grown ass man. Figure it out.
Oh, okay. So the fact that I'm a porn star and your friends are making fun of you, I'm your sister. You're a grown man. Suck it up. See, that's being selfish. That's selfish. See, this is. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you. When women are sexually irresponsible, and listen, sex work is not illegal, but it's sexually irresponsible. When women are sexually irresponsible, the consequences are monumental. They are monumental. Yeah, well, men have kids with all kinds of women. Okay, you're right. But that doesn't make what women like her and Lana Rhoades, that doesn't make what they do any less ridiculous, any less horrifying to the people around them. These are very selfish decisions. Very selfish decisions. For her to sit here and say, hey, look, this is who I am, da-da-da-da-da, and deal with it, you're a grown man. Selfish. She didn't care about anybody but herself. Who cares what my brother's friends are saying? Gotcha.
Done conversation.
One and done.
I
What
actually
are you
really
gonna
like
discuss
that.
about anymore? Like, there's nothing that you need to beat a dead horse.
By the way, I'm 100% with you guys. We're about to have a fucking awkward conversation. I assume it was pretty awkward. Don't play no games that it wasn't awkward the first time.
I just said
There it is. There it is.
Guys, we're about to have a really awkward conversation. Sit
See?
down around the table.
See?
Here's what Alexis is doing. If you like it, I don't care. If you like whatever, don't like it, whatever.
See?
I'm out. There's the difficult conversation.
there you
Peace
go.
out. Is that?
I mean, that's not ideally exactly, but sure.
But you know, you said one and done, so that's why I'm.
But for sure,
I'm envisioning a one and done
it
conversation
laid
right there.
out
Wanna add to that?
what needed to be had, and like, you know what I
Okay.
mean. I don't. And again, because if you had, let's put your in scenario. If your sister did porn,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be like, "Hey, I watched your porn."
Disowned.
What do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you're not
Disowned.
sitting there jerking
She's
off
done.
to her. You're
What?
like, "Hey, did you?"
Yes, Alexis, you're right. I'm not going to watch my sister's porn, but my friends will. This is unbelievable. She is, dude, she is, this bitch is a piece of work. Thank God she can't have kids. I'll tell you that.
You do this? Hey, my friends are telling me I saw you. Is this true? Is the type of situation. It wasn't like, why? Why'd you do this? They don't need to know that. It's my life, my choices, my rights, my body.
I'm with you.
Absolutely. And with your choices, your rights, your body comes the cost. She's trying to circumvent the cost. What she just said is she doesn't give a shit about the shame she brings to her family because of her career. My body, my choice, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fair enough. But you need to understand that there are costs that come with your decisions. And women never give a shit about the costs if it doesn't involve them. Less talk, more do with the $2 super chat. Appreciate that very much.
You had a follow up for her on that?
Yeah. When you date, is that something that pops up? Do they know? Because I'm so sorry. I had to look you up because
It's okay. You're like,
For the record, Alexis. Yeah.
Sorry.
Rebecca had to look you up for the record.
That's funny. Look how tickled pink that Rebecca had to look up Alexis. Finally, someone who doesn't know who I am or what I did.
I didn't have to look you up.
Everybody
I've seen your work. I didn't have to read the bio. Put it that way. Great job, by the way.
Jesus, Adam. Is that something that like people just know who you are?
Not always. For me, I don't like to assume that people know who I am. If I felt that you really didn't, or because I think in conversation, I'm a people person and I read off of energy, and so I could tell like that they have no clue, or they just think I'm an attractive female or whatever it is. I usually will be like, here's my Instagram. If you want to get to talk to me, then here it is. So therefore, it's bam in your face. You clearly see.
They're
going to
see that
They're gonna
Instagram,
see-
and they're gonna be like, "Oh,
It is
yes,
what it
may I
is.
have your number,
For
please?"
me,
But porn doesn't define you. Yeah.
again, I'm not in a place in my life that I need to tolerate someone that doesn't tolerate what I did in my past. Again,
Sweetheart, you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. Alexis is sitting here acting like she's got options. I'm not going to tolerate someone who's not going to tolerate what I did in my past. Well, sweetheart, you're going to buy a dog and die alone. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen, man. Alexis is sitting here acting like she's just got all these men all lined up. Okay, I got 100 alpha males in front of me. How many of you have a problem with my porn career? 63 raised their hand, and it would be 100. Okay, disqualified. That's not what's happening. Alexis has no option. She has no prospects. So for her to sit here and say, pardon me, so for her to sit here and say and talk about what she would or wouldn't tolerate, now that's delusional. That's delusional. Get the fuck out of here.
and it doesn't define who I am. It is a part of who I am, and I own it. But
yeah,
I don't.
It doesn't define who you are. That's why you're still using the name Alexis Texas. Of course it defines who you are, and you know it. Otherwise, why send them your Instagram for them to see what you really are about? Come on, man. You can't make this shit up, guys.
I don't think like if that's a deal breaker, that's a deal breaker, and that's okay. I have my deal breakers, so I don't
What deal breakers? What deal breakers does Alexis Texas have?
generally bring it up like, hey, you know, I was Alexis Texas and I've done over 500 films. Like, I don't, because I just
Whoa. How many?
don't generally bring it up like, hey, you know, I was Alexis Texas and I've done over 500 films. Like,
Wow. 5? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. 500 films? Dude, that's disgusting. Man, that is disgusting. Listen, I can call it disgusting. I think, listen, Sex work is real work. I'm not mad at y'all. It's not illegal. But that is fucking disgusting. This woman has had unprotected sex with hundreds of men. I'm assuming she's had unprotected sex. Every once in a while, you find those spicy movies where the guy's wearing a condom. At least, that's the way it used to be. But this woman has had unprotected sex with hundreds of men. And she wants to talk about, I have my deal breakers. Translation, you can't fire me because I quit. Oh, you don't like the fact that I was an adult film star? Cool. I don't like the fact that you're wearing a gray suit, so we're not compatible. Get out of here with that.
I don't, because I just think that it's time.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Let me go back
It's a
here.
deal breaker. That's a deal breaker, and that's okay. I have my deal breakers, so I don't generally bring it up like, hey, I was at Alexis Texas and I've done over 500 films. Like,
Then what would you call giving them your Instagram? What would you call that? So you might not say, hey, I was Alexis Texas and blah, 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 blah. And it's funny, she said, I was Alexis Texas, yet that's the name she is currently going by. You see, what Thea Alexis Samper fails to realize is that she's no longer Thea. She is no longer Thea Alexis Samper. She's not. She's not. She is Alexis Texas. She will forever be Alexis Texas. Sarah Jo Shamoon will forever be known as Mia Khalifa. These women think that they can just, all right, I'm done with my adult film career, and now I cease to. No. You still call yourself Alexis Texas. That's kind of the point. Mac, with the $10 super chat, says her body count.
It's over 9,000!
I don't.
Appreciate that, Mac. Definite G says women never think there's consequences to their actions. You got that right.
Because I just think that it's time and place.
Do you feel like it's often a deal breaker
No.
for men?
No.
Oh my God.
Stop the
Dude,
cap.
this is unbelievable. Rebecca Barrett just asked her a straight up question. Do you think your spicy movie career is a deal breaker? She says, no, this is cap.
I was at Alexis Texas and I've done over 500 films. Like, I don't, because I just think that it's time and place.
Do you feel like it's often a deal breaker
No.
for men?
No.
Stop the cap.
Now she's lying. She's lying. She's lying through her teeth. She's lying through her teeth, man. Any former adult film actress who says that her career is not a deal breaker for men is cap. This is why she's single. It's because of her career. That's why. Look, man, she's 37 years old and she's a little flabby, but she's not. She's attractive enough. She's attractive enough to attract somebody. But again, 6 million Instagram followers and 500 films. 500 films. Oh my God. Of course, that's a deal breaker. Cage Jackson, $10 super chat, says her body count is higher than some people's credit scores. Her body count might be higher than some families' credit scores, plural. Appreciate the $10 super chat, Mr. Jackson. Mr. J with the $10 super chat says, once on the net, stays on the net. Like the wall, the net is undefeated. Is she lying?
Yep.
Honest?
Nope.
Selfish?
Yep.
Will she admit her regrets?
Nope.
Is it game over?
Yep.
Will she beat the wall? Real talk. And when we say game over, we're talking about this. Yep. Yep. Truchino. Oh, Truchino is back. Says translation, men will still have sex with her until the men want to discard her. Of course.
Not at all.
Really? Do you think men are more into it when they find out if they're not aware, or
this
they're
is absolutely?
I don't really date very often. For me, like why I related to what you said as far as like being an entrepreneur, being like a businesswoman and doing all these things. I did have really high walls up. I've been in bad relationships. I've done all these things, and so I put myself into work and knowingly doing that, not knowing that I was putting up high walls and not letting people come in because I had such a presence of like, don't fuck with me. Even though I didn't think that at the time, but looking back and doing the work, I understand that. But it's also because I wasn't ready for a relationship because I needed to work on myself before.
No, you were ready for a relationship, but men don't want to have a relationship with women who get fucked on camera for money, Miss Texas. Just keep it like, dude, just keep it. Listen, we can say whatever we want. We can say whatever we want about Mia Khalifa. At least Mia's honest, right? At least Mia's like, hey, man, it fucking blows. I can't date. My husband divorced me because of my porn career. At least she's admitting it. But here's Alexis Texas talking about, nope, never a deal breaker, blah, 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 blah. It's all cap. And here's another thing. Mia Khalifa's younger and hotter than Alexis Texas. And Mia doesn't have any options. How many options do you think this ever has?
Or I could be a partner to anybody else.
I love that. You mentioned deal breakers. You're saying.
Yeah, Black Lemur 2009 says, I'm so tired of these lazy, spicy workers calling themselves entrepreneurs. Man, dude, look, man, this bitch can't spell entrepreneur. Talk about I'm an entrepreneur. Dude, sweetie, just because you have an OnlyFans does not mean that's your own business. When the platform is taking 20% off the top, you don't own that business, honey.
And that it's not so much a deal breaker. When guys come up to you, what are your deal breakers for guys?
Oh, my God.
Wow, where do we start? No, I was kidding.
It's like laundry list.
Listen to this.
I don't,
Walgreens
like,
receipt.
I'm very open.
Oh, isn't that interesting? What are your deal breakers? I don't, yeah. I told you Alexis wasn't delusional, guys. She doesn't have any deal breakers because she knows she can't. If Alexis has one deal breaker, that's it. Dude, she already has, she's already in a deficit in terms of options. Now she's going to start to disqualify the dude. Now she's going to start to disqualify a pool of men that are non-existent. Nah, she knows what's up.
Thing is I have to get like off the top. I don't have any like per se like.
Told you.
The initial
Alexis,
conversation.
there must be like,
the initial conversation.
too short, not enough money,
No,
not
like,
cool enough. Like you
no,
must
like-
have some deal breakers. Come on.
No, and Sosnick really thinks she's capping. No, she's not capping, Adam. Adam, she's telling you the truth. She does not have any deal breakers because she is not entitled to deal breakers. 37-year-old women with powdered eggs who are overweight and used to be porn stars, they don't get to have deal breakers. It just doesn't work that way. And Alexis is trying to tell Adam, look, I'm trying to tell you, I'll take whatever I can get at this point. This is funny.
Come on,
Well,
Alexis.
Like, I
alpha
think
is
it-
definitely one of them.
But I think it comes later on with like, I don't know. Like I don't know.
See? She just doesn't know. Isn't this telling? Isn't this telling? This woman knows that she has no business talking about what is going to disqualify. She knows this. Deep down in the back of her mind, she knows that she is not entitled to deal breakers. That's why she can't give one.
Well, maybe that's where you got to start, baby girl. You
thing
got to
is-
figure out what you're before you figure out what you're into. Figure out what you're not into.
But that's also part of the work I've been doing is I
What work is she talking about? Like the work I've been doing. I mean, are we talking therapy? Like what? Like I don't. Like what? I mean, no amount of work or therapy is going to erase your career, sweet cheeks. It just doesn't work that way.
Well, I don't like saying this, but it's the truth. Is that I knew what I didn't like, but I didn't know how to implement that in my life.
Such a
That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Let's listen to that again. This is just nonsense.
Part of the work I've been doing is I don't like saying this, but it's the truth. Is that I knew what I didn't like, but I didn't know how to implement that in my life.
Huh? What the fuck does that mean? Oh my God. Oh wow. Oh wow. Again, I'm not saying Alexis is a bad person. I'm sure she's actually pretty cool. You know what I mean? I mean, if I'm being honest, she's not a bitch. She seems to be very affable, right? She's very open about her career, but dude, listen, she's not a bitch and she's not delusional. Like, I will give her those two things. I will absolutely give her those two things. She's not a bitch and she's not delusional. Unfortunately, that does not make her wife material.
Such as what?
So it's like standards and like what I wanted from a man, as far as what those boundaries were, what those like requirements kind of say, whatever. So I'm still working those things out. Hence why I'm single. I say right now I'm in a part of my life where I'm practice dating, and each time you find certain things that check the list, and some of them don't, and you keep on moving on.
Alexis, I've been messaged probably 10,000 times by young men that say that you're going to be on here, and they ask if you're single. I said I'll find out. There's a laundry list of men that are out there.
When men ask if an adult film actress is single, they're not really asking if she's single. They're asking, does she fuck? Does she fuck? Right? Nobody is trying to commit to Alexis. Nobody is trying to put a ring on the finger of a hand that has been wrapped around countless sausages. Often more than one. Ice Dragon Kid said she can't afford to be a bitch, Don. I'm trying to tell you. The sexual marketplace will humble a bitch real fucking quick. Crypto Boys with the €2 says, I see an option. Adam 22, he should be polygamous. I almost said polygamy. Polygamous. No, Adam 22 wants nothing to do with Alexis Texas. I mean, he'll have her on the pod, but he's not trying to smash her. No way.
Okay, I'll say
trying to get a referral.
You just made my first deal breaker. No 20-year-olds. I can't do. That's a deal breaker.
You're not trying to be milfy.
At least, first of all, relax. Milfy? I don't have any children. We talked about.
Okay, this is the third time she has done this relax thing. Right, guys. I want you to listen and listen good. I want you to listen and listen good. Okay. The one word that a woman can say to you that 100% takes her out of the running for anything outside of your cock and balls is the word relax. In that content, not if she's taking care of you and maybe you're sick or whatever and you're like, oh my God, she's like, hey, just try to relax. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking when a woman says relax or calm down. When a woman tells you to relax or calm down, dude, she's out. She's out. She's out. Man, she's out. She's out. Because women who tell you to relax in that way are showing that they have zero respect for you. None. None whatsoever. They have no respect for you. None at all. Relax, calm down. And it's interesting. 9 times out of 10 when they're telling you to calm down or relax, you are calm and relaxed. They like to tell you this to invalidate you, to make you seem like you're a little boy. Calm down, relax, like you're just all over her. That is the one thing. Dude, honestly, man, if I were to get with a woman who used the word relax, this is probably what would happen eventually. I'm just saying. Dude, my hands get white hot when a bitch tells me, relax or calm down. I'm like, all right. Dude, I have ended dates, relationships. Oh, the very first time. Calm down. Dude, I whipped my Audi A5 right around there on Las Vegas Boulevard. U-turn. Take her right back to the gutter she came from. I can't do it. I can't handle that. A woman telling me to relax makes me feel very hot and heavy-handed. And I got priors, man. I got priors. I am not about to go to jail for no disrespectful bitch. So she's got to go. Mac, with the $19 super chat, says, put it on the poll, Don. How many have seen her work? Respectfully. Dev, put it on the poll. Put it on the poll. How many people have seen Alexis Texas working? Devin, put it on the poll. How many people have seen Alexis Texas working? Have you seen Alexis Texas work? Yes or no? Appreciate that.
I mean, you know.
You're putting stereotypes on the age of women. I'm 37. Calm down. I don't have children.
Is that not?
See? Oh, unbelievable. She said, I'm 37. Calm down. Wow. Wow. So Adam said that she's a MILF or a MILFy, and she doesn't want to be known as a mother. You want to know why she doesn't like the MILF category? Because a MILF means that she's older. That she's older. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, boy.
I'm just saying I don't have children. She's a MILF. She's a
I'll
MILF.
own
She has
that.
children. I have
So
them.
you have
why
to have a kid
Why?
to be
Because I'm
MILF.
37. Should I be
37? Bitch, you are 37. There's no air quotes about it. That's not a fake age. You're fucking 37. Number one. Number two, the MILF category in adult films, that doesn't mean they have kids. MILF means MILF means mom, I'd like to you know what. That's what it means. Or that's what the acronym was. That was created by on American Pie. And then, of course, everybody ran with it. But really what MILF means is just an older woman who's hot. That's it. That's it. You don't have to have kids to be a MILF. You have to be an older woman who is still highly hot. One of my favorite... Back when I used to watch spicy movies regularly, my favorite MILFs were... Oh, boy. Brandy Love. Oh boy. There was Brandy Love. There was Kendra Love or Kendra. I don't know if it's Brandy Lust and Kendra Love or the opposite, but and I'm pretty sure neither of those women had children. That's just all there is to it. True Chino nails it on the head. Says, Rebecca Barrett is not a MILF. She is a wife. The conversation is not the same. Very astute observation. But yes, MILF in the spicy movie industry quite simply means that you're an older woman who is hot. It has nothing to do with kids.
considered in a MILF category?
By the way, I did say MILFy. I didn't say
Does
MILF.
that make it sexier?
Yeah, it's like...
Hey, MILFy.
No, it's just more ish.
Yeah, Ice Dragon Kid says she's definitely not she's not hot enough to be a MILF, dude. I'm sorry.
MILF-ish.
But I feel like
Yes.
at least 30.
Okay.
Because of the fact of,
You want a grown man, not a hot boy.
and some 20-year-olds, maybe it's just not for me. I also have
Okay.
younger brothers who are in that age category, so they just look like all children to me.
Got
So
it.
that, I guess, well, if you
All
want
right.
to put one of those out there, we'll throw
All right.
that
We're-
deal
we're-
breaker.
we're
I'm
figuring
sorry,
out what the
you
deal
20-year-olds,
breakers are,
but you
the
know,
young guys.
I have content for you to watch, but unfortunately, you will not see me in front of you.
Okay.
No, you will not see me in front of you. Oh, what a loss. What a loss for men who are in their 20s. You're never going to have a shot at dating Alexis Texas. Oh, what are we going to do? Ay.
Okay, let's shift gears here a little bit. By the way, if you have questions
And that does not look like champagne. That looks like whiskey.
for Alexis Texas,
Can't
or
wait.
for any of us, we'll be answering them at the end. If you do a super chat, we will be answering your questions at the end. The lovely Natalia Del Valle, if you don't believe that's her name, it's right on her cup on the screen. There it is.
Wow, she's quite attractive. Good for
She's
her.
looking for $1. Homeless vibes.
Looking
Please
for
donate.
$1.
But we'll be answering your questions. Is that okay, Natalia? Can we do that?
Yes, but we need some good questions.
We
Let's
do
get
need some good questions.
Fire questions.
And you're going to be monitoring
And what
this,
my
right?
phone number is not one of them.
No, we are not
Let's
going to
do
be
better.
giving Alexis's
Yes.
phone number.
Alexis. Nobody wants your phone number, boo. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm just going to say it. I'm sorry. Nobody wants her phone number, man. This woman is sitting here acting like, and it's funny because she knows she doesn't have options, but she's acting like she does. Nobody wants your number, Alexis, and you know it. Quit capping. This is ridiculous.
Especially to you 20-year-olds out
Contact
there.
Fred.
Exactly. Our
Smart
boy.
girl, smart
Great
girl.
callback.
See,
That's why
there's the
Rebecca's
alpha
here.
in you. I know you still
That's
have it
true.
in
She
you,
still
girl.
got it. But I do want to answer this question. You know, the term female empowerment, right?
I like those kicks that Sosnick is rocking.
So I think the female empowerment has enabled women to make more money than ever.
Johnny Green says, careful, Donovan, your age is showing. Hey, man. Hey, it's all good.
But, right? I mean, women are working. They're doing their thing. Just
all right. I think we can leave it there. I think it's obvious. I think it is very, very obvious that, and like I said, and shout out to Rebecca Barrett. She handled herself very, very well. She really did. She asked very, very good questions. And I'm glad she held her own. And but what this interview showed me very, very clearly is that Alexis Texas knows her station in life. Alexis Texas knows very, very clearly that it's over for her. You can tell in the way she talks about things. You can tell in the way she answers questions. And the reason why she just doesn't want to answer these questions just straight up, that tells us that she knows what's up. And why doesn't she want to answer these questions truthfully? Because if she does, she would have to admit, I fucked up. I made a mistake. And in the end, what she's going to have to really ask herself is, all of this money and fame and all that, was it really, really worth ending up alone for? No. Now, maybe it was. Like, listen. Some women are like, hey, you know what? I'm going to be alone. You know, in the deepest recesses of her mind, she's okay with it. She's like, all right, I'm not going to have a husband, not going to have any kids, or whatever the case may be. All right, fine. But for most women, it's not like that. And modern women, it is almost impossible for them to actually admit that, you know what? The decision that I made in my early 20s, not the right decision. So we ran a poll. Have you seen Alexis Texas's work? 64% of you said.
Yep.
35% of you said.
Nope.
I have not seen Alexis Texas's work. You know, it is what it is. Philip Smith with a $10 super chat says, she's not a mom I'd like to bleep. She's a mom I would bleep. That's funny. That's very, very good. My thanks to all of you for joining me for this, the 868th edition of TSR Live. No dating show breakdown today, guys. Like I said, I've cut back my work schedule to one live stream a day, whether it's here or Sharp Stream. Join me tomorrow. We are rounding third and heading for home on Temptation Island Season 4. It's starting to get really good, but the agendas are very, very clear. Thank you very, very much to all of my super chatters. Thank you very, very much to everyone who tuned in. If you want to get notifications when I go live here or on Sharp Stream, download the Donovan Sharp mobile app. It is available for Android as well as Apple. So you can pick it up in the App Store or the Google Play Store. Thank you guys very, very much for tuning in. We will see you guys next time. Take care.